Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your first heat race of the 2022 Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. We're starting off with your Razor Chassis IMCA Sport Mods. Heat race number one is going to be brought to you by Quality Drainage Solutions. Well, let's take a look at your starting lineup. On the pole, that's going to be the 7V of Carter Vandenberg and his outside the 20 of Ramo Ort.
Inside row 2 is Sean Pudwell, 85 junior to the outside, Matt Spees in the 23M.
Dylan Ricks to the inside of row 3 with Taylor Cool for her outside in the 2K.
James Jenkins, 22J, and 00 of Colby Fett. We are underway. The Midwest Madness Tour has begun here at the Worthington Speedway. Right out the gate in turn number 1 and 2, Carter Vandenberg is your race leader. Pudwell hits that second place spot. As here comes Dylan Ricks now, the 45D machine. Taylor Cool trying to work her way up in the top 4. She'll have it now. As we come off turn number 4, it is Vandenberg leading lap 1.
Carter Vandenberg is already starting to put a gap on him here in the Quality Drainage Solutions Sportmod Heat number 1. Currently sitting second is the 85 junior of Sean Pudwell. But here comes Dylan Ricks with Taylor Cool right on his back bumper.
As they work now, it turns 1 and 2. Oh, Ricks and Pudwell get together, and around goes Pudwell. Taylor Cool will come to almost a complete stop as Pudwell got a little bit loose with Ramo Ort now, the 20 car, also around as a caution flag will fly here in heat race number 1 of 3 for the Sport Mod division.
I'll tell you what, there was a great battle going on between Dylan Ricks and Taylor Cool. Unfortunately, that has now come to a stop.
Silver Chevy license plate, Minnesota. You have 5 minutes to move your vehicle or it will be towed.
And understand one thing, folks, this is about the 11th time we've announced that same car. So, once again, if you have a silver or light blue Chevy Impala with that license plate, 5 minutes, the clock is ticking, we're done announcing it. All right, it's time to get back to action here in Quality Drainage Solutions Heat Race number 1 for your IMCA Sport Mods, brought to you by Razor Chassis. Again, Carter Vandenberg off to the early lead. Look at Taylor Cool. Taylor Cool jukes to the inside and picks the pocket of the 45 of Dylan Ricks to move up to that second position. Ricks spins, oh my. And Ramo Ort again has to hit the binders to avoid an incident. Ricks gets it fired back up. We're gonna stay lean, mean, clean, and green.
As we work down to turn number 3, Vandenberg still your race leader. Taylor Cool, that 2 Cool machine, up to second, and look who's in third, PJ. That 00 of Colby Fett. As the top 3 are broken away from the rest of the field, Dylan Ricks still moving the 45D machine. Down the backstretch now to turn number 3.
The 2K of Taylor Cool. She is whipping that car like a rented government plow mule right now, trying to catch up to the 7V of Carter Vandenberg, as we have just a handful of laps left.
As we work off of turn number 2, Vandenberg still your race leader, putting some distance between him and Taylor Cool. Taylor Cool out of Cave Creek, Arizona, running the tour here this week. Colby Fett, though, hot on her heels as green flag is up and out. We've got 2 to go.
Looking at live timing and scoring, Colby Fett has turned in the fastest lap so far. Although the last lap, Taylor Cool, 0.3 of a second quicker right now. It is Carter Vandenberg, unfortunately, not able to get his because he has no transponder working. We're 1 lap to go. Can Vandenberg hold off Cool?
Half a lap for Vandenberg now as they work down the backstretch into turns number 3 and 4. Taylor Cool second, Colby Fett in third. And that is how they will finish for the top 3. The 23M of Matt Spees will come home in 4th. And James Jenkins, your top 5.
So Carter Vandenberg, your winner in your Quality Drainage Solutions Sportmod Heat Race number 1. Heat Race number 2 for your Razor Chassis IMCA Sport Mods, brought to you by Horsepower Dynamic Dyno Services. And let's take a look at the lineup on the pole. That is the XA of Alyssa Paulsrock. To her outside, the 8X Robert Palmentera.
And to the inside of row number 2, it's the stuntman, the 39R of John Rebstock. To the outside, the 22R Riley Briner.
Row number 3 to the inside, that's the 45R of Dale Ricks, and to his outside, the 14A of Brandon Anderson.
Adam Baker, the 17A, starting shotgun on the field for heat race number 2 in your Sport Mod division. Dale Ricks Jr., the 45R, picking up his first career feature win. Opening night here at the Worthington Speedway.
Also, don't forget that Adam Baker coming to us all the way from Bakersfield, California. We'll see how he does as we are now green. And it's going to be Alyssa Paulsrock to the early advantage. Rebstock in second. But here comes the 45 of Ricks. He is going to put himself in that third place spot. Meanwhile, we got the 17A of Adam Baker. He's already picked off 2 spots, going for 3 as he is going after the 22R of Riley Briner. But it's Alyssa Paulsrock leading lap number 1.
Paulsrock, your race leader now at turns 1 and 2. Dale Ricks Jr., the 45R car, up to that second place spot in the NF1 chassis. Now we're going to run down the IMCA Paulsrock. Rebstock followed by, here comes Adam Baker now from the outhouse up to that 4th place spot, but getting around Briner. And a battle for the lead. Shape it up as we come into 1, PJ.
Oh, and the battle is on. It was going to be a 2-car, now a 3-car battle as you had Rebstock make the Rebstock bobbles. Here comes the 17A of Adam Baker. Baker's going to try to get in there, and yes, punches his ticket to Slide Job City and will move himself to 3rd. But now Rebstock not so fast as he comes back and takes back 3rd.
Baker, welcome to Minnesota into the Worthington Speedway. Now looking underneath as Paulsrock bobbles now off turn number 2. Here comes Dale Ricks Jr. to the inside. Slide job for the lead. The 45R car will have it as we work now off at turn number 4. Dale Ricks Jr., your new race leader.
As they click off another lap, it is still Dale Ricks Jr., Alyssa Paulsrock, John Rebstock, the 17A of Adam Baker, and then a long distance back to 5th place, Riley Briner right now, as it is Briner Palmentera all back there. Right now it's still Dale Ricks Jr. in the lead.
As you got Adam Baker now trying to keep it in front of Rebstock, he'll do so. Paulsrock battling a loose and a tight car in 2 different corners. 2 laps to go this time by now for the 45R. Here comes Baker now to the inside of Paulsrock off of turn 4. Baker looking for second, cannot have it. He'll try again now in turns 1 and 2.
Dale Ricks Jr. has the fastest lap by 3/4 of a second. Oh, we got problems. That is the 8X, Robert Palmentera, as he is sitting the wrong way on the one-way. And Chief Starter Matt Stubbe forced to bring out the yellow laundry.
Not what Dale Ricks Jr. wanted to see, as Adam Baker has gone from his 7th place starting spot up to 2nd. As the 8 of Palmentera up against the infield tractor tire. Caution comes out. We'll have a green-white checkered finish here in heat race number 2.
As I was starting to say, Dale Ricks Jr. about 3/4 of a second faster on his laps than Alyssa Paulsrock. As it's going to be Dylan Ricks Jr., Alyssa Paulsrock. The 17A Adam Baker started 7th, now up to 3rd. Move him up 4 spots for the Bakersfield, California native. Then you got the old stuntman Rebstock sitting right there. Green is going to come back out, and Ricks with a nice jump. But look at this. It looks like the 17A of Baker going to take over second. And where did the 22R of Briner come from? Briner pole vaults himself into 3rd, is now at the quarter panel for a moment of the 17A of Baker.
White flag out one more time around for Dale Ricks Jr. trying to hold off Adam Baker as they work now off a turn at number 2. Briner up to the 3rd place spot. Rebstock and Paulsrock battling in turns 3 and 4 for the final time, though. The 45R car, Dale Ricks Jr. will win heat race number 2. Adam Baker 2nd. Riley Briner slides way high. Rebstock will have 3rd. Paulsrock 4th. And Briner in the top 5. Heartbreaker for the 22R there at the checkers.
Yeah, but keep an eye on that 17A of Baker. 7th to 2nd, positive 5 positions. That car is hooked, booked, and cooking. Now time to take a look at your final heat race for your Razor chassis, IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Heat race number 3 is brought to you by Spices Galore. No, sorry, hold on. I'm looking at stock cars. Heat race number 3 brought to you by Quick Performance. And on the pole, it's a 5B of Tim Bergerson. To the outside, the 26J of Jace Witt.
Tori Fish in the number 9 car to the inside of row 2 to the outside, the 79 of Taylor Johnson.
Row number 3 to the inside, that's the 79W of Bill Wegner. And to his outside, Ribbit, the Bullfrog's coming through. The Bullfrog, AJ Bulwer in the number 14.
20X of Braden Aller starting shotgun on the field, and we are green once again here. Heat race number 3 is out. As Bergerson will lead him down to turns 1 and 2. Last night's feature winner, by the way, PJ in the 5B machine, but he will get Pass around the outside by Jace Witt and the 26J Machine Fisher. Up to that third place spot, Wagner, followed by AJ Boulware. As Ahler's a little too loose and into the infield tractor tire goes the 20 car. Can he keep it fired and keep us under the green flag? Yeah, maybe he'll pull it in the infield and call no joy.
It is the 26 right now currently. That is Jace Witt. 26J leading. And he's got a little bit of a margin on the 5B. Uh-oh, we got problems on the backstretch. 79W Bill Wagner off the pace and stopped. And caution is going to come out.
Caution will come out for Taylor Johnson, the 79 car actually. And hung up on the berm there, so he's going to need a little help to get into the infield. Taylor Johnson did not have a good heat race last night, as you see our victory lane down there. Unfortunately, Taylor Johnson involved in an incident and backing the car into victory lane. Not how you want to get to victory lane, unfortunately, but we are re-racked, repacked, and coming to a restart here in turns 3 and 4, PJ.
Once again, Jace Witt in the 26J is your leader. Green flag comes back out. It's going to be Witt, followed by Bergerson. As Scotty said, last night's feature winner. Oh, Bergerson, a little bit of a push. That's going to allow Witt to get ahead of him. And meanwhile, Bergerson's going to have to battle with Bill Wagner in that 79W. Then you've got the Bullfrog AJ Boulware trying to get underneath of the 9 of Tony Fisher.
As Tori Fisher will get around the 14. Now looking at the back from the 79W. Witt slides way high in turn number 2. Bergerson now to the inside of the racetrack. Witt through the middle. Everyone else choosing the middle line as well. Bergerson trying to find something on the bottom side of the racetrack, as he'll do so once again now in turns 1 and 2. Witt will keep the car underneath him that time by better run off the corner for the 26J.
Jace Witt taking the field to the Gapplebees on a race night right now as he is coming out of turn 4. Just a handful of laps to go, holding a pretty wheel through 1 and 2. Bergerson trying everything he can. He's pedaling that car for all it's worth. Cannot make up any ground on Witt.
5B was way tight in turns 1 and 2. Looking to be a little bit tight now in turns 3 and 4 as we've got 2 laps to go now for the 26J Jace Witt. Bergerson, Wagner, Fisher, and Bowler. Still no change in your top 5 as they come down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. White flag coming out this time by.
The field's starting to scatter out just a little bit. No current battles as the white flag comes out for Jace Witt. Witt's going to go through 1 and 2. Again, not a single bobble out of that 26J so far since he's gotten in the lead. He's going to go through 3 and 4, and it's going to be the 26J of Jace Witt. He will win heat race number 3. Tim Bergerson second. Bill Wagner third. Fourth is going to go to the 9 of Tori Fisher. And AJ Boulware will round out that top 5.
Well, just like that, BJ, our Sportmod qualifiers are in the books.
So it looks like 3 big heat races in your B&B chassis stock cars. Heat race number 1 is going to be brought to you by Quick Performance. On the pole, one of the Lake City Raiders, that is the 8X of David Smith, and his outside, the 14 of Jason Fisher.
To the inside of row number 2, the 75C from Casa Grande, Arizona, is Beau Partain. To the outside, last night's feature winner, and he has been on a tear as of lately. From Reading, Minnesota, the Warfare Motorsports number 7L of Jeffrey Larson.
Inside row number 3, it's the dad portion of the Dad and Lad show. That is from Chelsea, Iowa, the Chelsea Charger, the 99D of Damon Murdy, and his outside, the F1 of Levi Feltman.
The 5D of Travis DeMilt to the inside of row number 4. To the outside, the 27 of Tyler Pospisil from Worthington.
Inside your 5th and final row, this driver was the very first Midwest Madness Tour stock car champion. He drives car number 10 out of Denison, Iowa. He also happens to be my girlfriend's favorite driver, but shh, don't say anything about that. That is Mike Stapleton, and his outside, the 13 of Cade Lair. Cars coming out onto the track. Once again, David Smith, Jason Fisher will lead them off. Quick story about Mike Stapleton. That is the oldest. He has 3 cars. One he's still waiting on parts for. That is the oldest of the 3 because the one he'd been running all year and actually had a win with 2 weeks ago at the Crawford County Speedway got caught up in an incident and took a nasty barrel roll down the front stretch, which pretty much destroyed the car. So, of course, last week he ended up, or last Friday night, brought this one out to shake it down, and he's going on tour with it. We are green in Quick Performance Heat Stock Car Heat Race number 1. And it is going to be Jason Fisher to the early advantage. But right there on the quarter panel, Dave Smith. Nope, Fisher's going to take it. Dave Smith now being hounded by Jeffrey Larson. Larson to the inside, going for second place. He gets it right behind Fisher.
Jeff Larson won the feature last night, and now to the back bumper, the 14 of Fisher. Bo Partain from Casa Grande, Arizona, now sits in that 4th place spot. He's going to get a chrome horn full for the 99D, the Chelsea Charger, now looking at the inside of the 75C machine. As we got Dave Smith now looking at the inside of the 7L as it coming out in turns 1 and 2.
Jeffrey Larson to the inside of Fisher. He wants to go to the lead, but right behind him, you got Smith, you got Murdy, Partain. You've got a stacked field behind him. Larson now with a nose to the outside, but Fisher's going to battle back to the outside as they come down. It's going to be Fisher at the line to lead that lap.
Larson looks to the inside, slides up the racetrack, cannot keep the 14 behind him. Here comes Dave Smith now to the back bumper of the 7L machine. Side by side for the race lead. 3-car battle as it comes into turns 3 and 4. Larson is looking. Robbins racing off turn number 4. Too close to call the line.
Take a look at that 4th place spot, Scotty. Just as his name implies, the Chelsea Charger is charging. He is almost to the back bumper of that 3-car battle for the lead, as once again, Larson through 3 and 4, trying to see if he can get past Fisher. Not going to do it as Fisher holds him off for yet another lap.
As we work now into turns 1 and 2, like you mentioned, PJ, Damon Murdy, the 99D machine, a little tight there in turns 1 and 2. He is reeling in on the number 8 car who sits in 3rd, just waiting in the wings for the 2 race leaders to bobble a little bit, but they are not giving each other an inch as we cut it 2 to go.
The lead 2 are leaning on each other, yes, but they're not trying to take each other out. It is good, hard, side-by-side stock car racing. Larson this time drives it in deeper, gets a 3-car length advantage. However, here comes Fisher back on the outside. White flag is out, and Larson led that lap.
Larson looking to win this lap as well, as he has a slight advantage now coming off turn number 2, now into turn number 3. Trying to slide the 7L up in front of the 14, cannot do so. Fisher to his outside. They're going to come off a turn 4 drag race to the line. It's going to be Jeffrey Larson in the 7L.
Get this, Scotty. By 0.042, 42 1,000ths of a second was the difference in the win in that heat race. Oh my God.
Jason Fisher 2nd, David Smith 3rd, Damon Murdy in that 4th place spot, and Levi Feltman your top 5. That is why they call it the Class 2 Tough to Tame, as heat race number 2 rolls out on the Speedway.
And that heat race number 2 going to be brought to you by Terminator Chassis on the pole. That's the 27X of Randy Brands, and Mr. Demon Decal to his outside, the 68 of Damon Richards.
To the inside of row at number 2, the 3-car of Kelly Shryock. To the outside, the 5L of Dustin Larson.
Row number 3 to the inside, we'll see the 85 of Doug Pudwill. To his outside, the 17X of Justin Lewenberg.
Kyle Clow on the 11K to the inside of row 4. Andrea McCain to the outside.
Justin Nearing and Matthias Lux will round out the field as heat race number 2, brought to you by Terminator Chassis, is live. And Randy Brandt slid up just a little bit, causing Richards to slide up. But look at this. You've got Kelly Shryock and Dustin Larson in a plain white wrapper car. They're right there. Here comes Lewenberg, and let's add Richards into the mix. 5-car battle for the lead.
Dustin Larson will have the lead on lap number 1. Branson 2nd, Shryock leaning on Lunenberg now. As they come off turn number 2, Damon Richards your top 5. As we come into turns 3 and 4, Brands now taking the low side. So is Kelly Shryock to the inside of Lunenberg. Damon Richards waiting in the wings now. The 68 machine as they come off of turn 4. As Larson still leads.
A little bit further back in the pack, the 20 in of Justin Nearing trying to make some money moves as he's picked up 2 spots. Meanwhile, you got Kelly Shryock to the inside of Lewenberg. That's a battle for 3rd. They're both right behind Randy Brandt. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th up for grabs. And again, here comes Damon Richards.
They were almost 3 wide that previous lap. PJ as Lunenberg looks to the inside of rear corner on the 27 of Randy Brands on your race screen. A little bit of contact now as they come into turn number 3. Lunenberg has gotten around Shryock now, looking to the inside of Randy Brands as they come off of turn 4. Dustin Larson, though, starting to pull away ever so slightly in the 5L.
Lewenberg right now, 2nd fastest to Dustin Larson, but still putting down an amazing lap as he is now 2nd. It is currently Larson, Lewenberg, Brands, Shryock, and Richards, top 5 as we've got just a couple of laps left to go.
As the top five and now single file themselves around the Worthington Speedway. Still no change in your top five as Shryock looks to the back bumper of the 27 of Randy Brands. Down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Damon Richards will hit the high side, looking to the outside of Shryock now. As we have green in the air, 2 to go this time by for the 5 Ella Larson.
Who's going to be able to make some final moves to be able to advance their position? Richards took a look to the outside of the Skyrocket. Nothing shaking. Now Skyrocket, Shryock going to try. Oh, look at Richards. Richards drives it in way hard on the outside. He's going to get Shryock again side by side with Brands with 1 lap to go.
He'll hit the high side again in 1 and 2. Looking for the daily double. Boom, bang. Got him now off of turn number 2. Damon Richards into turn number 3. Off of turn 4, though, checkered flag set to fly for the 5L of Dustin Larson. Lunenberg second, Richards in third. Brands and Shryock, your top 5. Wow, what a move by Richards.
Let's take a look at our third and final heat race in your B&B Chassis stock cars. That is, of course, brought to us by Spices Galore, home of the poop line. We'll just say that because we can't say what it really is. But thank you to Spices Galore for bringing us heat race number 3 on the pole from Boxholm, Iowa. That's the Boxholm Bullet, the 5A of Tyler Pickett, and his outside, the 8 of Nate Warren.
Dustin Reed, the 19 to the inside, row 2 to the outside. It's the game changer, the 99X from Chelsea, Iowa, Dallin Murdy.
Row number 3 to the inside, that's the 82 of Dylan Fitzpatrick, into his outside, the 6D9 of Daniel Ort.
Take row number 4, PJ.
That is a wahoo! Mike Albertson to the inside, Matt Olson to the outside.
As Gage Noyes rounds out the field, we are green with heat race number 3 for your stock cars here as Pickett will have their early race lead coming off a turn at number 2. Nate Warren here last night as well, shaking things down to the outside. Here comes the game changer, the 99X car, Dallin Murdy. Looking to the outside, he's going to push the issue now through the middle. Dallin Murdy, brand new Harris car, 3 nights on the 99X car. Looking for the lead as we're 3 wide through turns 1 and 2.
3 nights on the car, and he puts it in the middle of 3 wide for the lead. Now it is down to him and Nate Warren. They said they've been throwing a lot of stuff, talked to him before the race. There's a lot of stuff in this car to get the new car blues out of it. Looks like it's working as he is side by side with Nate Warren.
Talked to Dallin before the night here. He said he had to do a little fine tuning to the 99X car. And PJ, they must have found something as he's looking to the inside of Nate Warren. Tyler Pickett now up to that 3rd place spot. He had the 5A machine working off turn number 4. Dallin works the bottom side of the racetrack looking for the lead, and he'll have it at the flag stand.
Don't forget that Dallin Murdy has a new car because he destroyed his down in Belleville, Kansas in a rollover. Look at 3rd place. Tyler Pickett rolled that car just a couple of weeks ago, and now he's sitting 3rd and trying to put it to Nate Warren as the game changer has changed the game and taken the lead.
Meanwhile, 82 of Dylan Fitzpatrick, he's got problems as he will pull it into the infield as Nate Warren's got a bumper full of Tyler Pickett now off turn number 2. It's going to be Dustin Reed in the 19 car sitting in that 4th place spot with Daniel Ort. Figure 8 background and the 6D9 into the top 5 now as we've got 3 laps to go.
Daniel Ort trying to get around the 56 of Matt Olson. And oh, he goes around right in front of Wahoo Mike Albertson. No contact, but I'll tell you, that Albertson had to just slam on the binders to keep from hitting, or I'll tell you right now, the game changer, Golf Oscar November Echo gone.
As he works now into turns 3 and 4, white flag will come out. As Dallin Murdy, a little bit of 3-wheel motion in the 99X car. Out for a Sunday night drive here, PJ. As it still is Warren, followed by Pickett, Lear, and wahoo! Mike Albertson in number 3.
Bristol is going to be one happy puppy as Dallin Murdy is going to come down and win. Heat race number 3 brought to you by Sponsors Galore. Second's going to go to Nate Warren. 3rd to Tyler Pickett. Dustin Ree in 4th. And check it out. Mike Albertson wahoos himself up to that 5th place spot. Whew. On the pole, that is going to be from Bedford, Iowa, the 17 of Luke Ramsey. That's dangerous when you put Luke Ramsey on the front row. To his outside from Slayton, Minnesota, that is a 23B of Jordan Allers.
You're talking about the front row. Jordan Allers picking up the last 2 feature wins here at Worthington Speedway in that 23B machine. Row number 2 from Reading, Minnesota, the 16X of Blake Lunenberg. And to his outside, the 3 car from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that is Brian Campbell.
Row number 3 to the inside, we'll see Brewster, Minnesota's Corey Probst in the 75C. And to his outside, another one of the people coming all the way from Casa Grande, Arizona. That's the 5AZ of Zach Tate.
To the inside of your 4th row, that's going to be the 99 of Nathan Gegner.
Once again, Al's Photography bringing you heat race number 1 for your Wild Thing IMCA Hobby Stocks, presented by Demon Decals on the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. I apologize, folks. It's night number 1. I will be much better by the end of the night and tomorrow night, I promise. Green is in the hands of Matt Stubbe, and the green is out. And it is going to be by half a car length. Luke Ramsey with the advantage. Of course, Luke Ramsey, deadly dangerous everywhere he goes. However, Jordan Allers, like you said, won the last 2 features. He is taking it to the Bedford, Iowa Hot Shoe. As they come down, it's going to be, Allers by half a second leads lap 1.
As they come off turn number 2, the big guy in the 23 machine, he's giving Luke Ramsey a run for his money now. As we work into turns 3 and 4, Allers, it's a little tight up top, finds the moisture and the bite. As Luke Ramsey will lead that lap, Allers will battle back on the top side though, and tries to keep that 23B machine out in front. Gang of the cars right behind him. 4-pack of cars now for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th into turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, and they are trying to trade positions like they're trading baseball cards right now. As coming down, it's going to be Lewinberg and the 3 of Brian Campbell side by side. Campbell bobbles. Lewinberg's going to get by. The 5 car is going to get by as well. And looks like also the 75C of Probst.
Allers spins it into the infield tractor tire, goes the 23B machine. He'll keep it going and will stay to the green flag. Ramsey will inherit the race lead as the 16X of Lunenberg now to the outside. Corey Probst to the inside. Zach Tate sits in 4th. Brian Campbell now your new top 5.
Oh man, what a heartbreaker for the 23 of Allers. But Luke Ramsey has a sizable advantage over Lewinberg right now, as Lewinberg under pressure from Probst. We've seen that battle a few times. We've got Brian Campbell every which way but straight right now through turn 2 as they come out of turn number 4. It is Luke Ramsey taking the white flag.
As he'll take the white flag. Probst now looks to the inside of Lunenberg. Car gets a little bit tight now in turns 1 and 2. Lunenberg is there. And Zach Tate now right behind them in the 5AZ car through turns 3 and 4 for the final time in heat race number 1 for your hobby stock division. Checkered flag flies for the 17 of Luke Ramsey. Lunenberg in 2nd, followed by Probst, Tate, and Campbell, your top 5.
Taking a look at your 2nd heat race. That is brought to you by Horsepower Dynamic Dyno Services. On the pole, that's the 23 of Tate Harrison. And to the outside, the 76A of Nathan Ash.
To the inside of row 2, the J3K right here in Worthington. That's Jaden Strandberg. To the outside, the 14 of Ernie Daly.
Row number 3 to the inside will be Casey, Iowa's Rusty Bates in the 84B. To his outside of Voca, Minnesota's Aaron Betts in the 25.
As the 03 of Peyton Harrison in the 03 machine. From Redwood Falls, Minnesota, starting shotgun on the field.
So it's going to be another 7-pack of cars. All cars transfer to the feature, but they are looking for a better starting spot. Speaking of starting, we got contact right off the bat between Ash and Harrison. Ash end up falling back. Harrison able to take the lead. Now the J3K of Strandberg up there to that 2nd spot. Ash shakes out into that 3rd place spot. 4th is the 14 of Daly, as their cars are all over the place for 3rd on back.
As Jaden Strandberg looks for the race lead now to the inside of Harris in the 23 car. Your race leader, Ernie Daly, the 14. He's got a feature win here already this season. He is up to 3rd, followed by Aaron Betts in the 25 car. Nathan Ashe now to the inside of the 84B of Rusty Bates as they work their way off of turn 4. Slide job for the lead for the J3K of Jaden Strandberg. and Ernie Daly almost in the infield.
Ernie Daly every which way but straight manages to gather it back up. But we have the battle for first and second hasn't heated up yet. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all heated up a lot more. And it's still the J3K of Strandberg, your leader.
As Strandberg still leads Harrison now. Aaron Betts all by his lonesome as here comes the 84. Bates now look to the inside of the 14 of Ernie Daly. Into turns 3 and 4, starting to separate themselves ever so slightly in the top 2. As Jaden Strandberg, second generation racer, son of Dan Strandberg, former national champion and champion here at the Worthington Speedway. He is gonna say bye-bye and start checking out here in the J3K machine. It is still Harrison, followed by Betts, Daly, and Rusty Bates, your top 5. Green high in the air, 2 to go.
And as you said, the J3K of Strandberg walking away. The battle is on for second and third right now, as it is Betts going to the inside. He's got about a half a car length. Correction, he punched his ticket to Slide Job City and gets ahead of the 23 of Harrison as the white flag goes out. You've got the 25 of Betts in second.
As we work now into turn 3 and 4 for the final time, J3K. Jaden Strandberg looking for the checkers as he will take home the heat race win. Betts in that second place spot. Oh, did Ernie Daly get Harrison at the line? He did. The 14 of Ernie Daly getting third, Harrison fourth, and Bates your top 5. Wow.
Just another reason I love my race pass. It is now time for your third and final heat race in your Demon Decals IMCA Hobby Stocks. This heat race brought to you by Quick Performance. On the pole from Bedford, Iowa, that is the 16 of Buddy Hadasick, and his outside from Worthington, Minnesota, it is track promoter, the 59 of Corey Gronwald.
Inside the road to the 28 from Minnesota, John Ross to the outside, Travis Caven from Bedford, Iowa to the outside.
Row number 3, your third and final row to the inside, is the 2234 of Chad Hines. And Malik Sampson in the 27 rounds out your field.
As Corey Gronwald gets a good start now in the 59 machine. John Ross down to the low side of the racetrack looking for 2. Malik Sampson now to the inside of Travis Caven. And it's a 22 3/4 car. Chad Hines will slide up the track and he will round out the field. Corey Gronwald, your race leader.
Gronwald leads lap number 1, but here you go. Second, third, fourth, fifth under a blanket right now. It is the 2234 of Chad Hines. No correction. That is John Ross sitting there in second, the 16 of Hadasick in third, but he is under pressure from the 27 of Malik Sampson, who has moved himself up from 6th, now up to that 4th place spot and looking for 3rd.
As a single file now around the Worthington Speedway in your final heat race here for your hobby stock division. Gronwald setting sail now in the 59 machine. John Ross, a tough competitor here as well. The 28 car sits in that second place spot. Malik Sampson is as well, trying to get to the inside of Hadasick. I hope I'm saying that right now as we come into turn number 3 and 4. 27 looking at the inside of 16.
Gronwald with a 1.1 second lead right now over John Ross. It is still Hadasick and Sampson battling it out for 3rd and 4th. That is your best battle on the track right now, as everybody else has smoothed themselves out. Again, Sampson trying to get underneath of Hadasick going into 3. He's able to get to the corner. That's about as far as he can go as Hadasick holds him off. 2 more laps to go.
2 to go now for the 59 Down syndrome awareness car of Corey Gronwald. As Malik Sampson all over the back bumper. Hadasick now off a turn at number 2. White flag set to fly here off turn 4. It is up and it is out for the 59 of Corey Gronwald.
1 more lap and Corey Gronwald will win heat race number 3, brought to you by Quick Performance in your hobby stock class, brought to you by Demon Decals. He's going to slide it through 3 and 4 one more time. And Corey Gronwald picks up a Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour heat race win. Is Gronwald your winner?
Ross in that second place spot, followed by Sampson. Hadasick is your top 4. as we're going to do a little bit more track prep here, PJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds, brought to you on tour here by Cam Motorsports. Your modified heat race number 1 is going to be brought to you by Quentin Robinson and Century 21. That is going to see on the pole the 15 junior of Cole Bentz, and is outside. That is the 88 of Jarrett Brown.
Randy Foote, the 37 inside row 2 on the outside, the 1X of Chris Abelson.
Mike Jensen and Lucas Lambries in row number 3.
Matt Bodine, Drew Jensen, Brandon Beckendorf, Chris Palsrock rounds out your starting order as we're green modified madness out on the Worthington Speedway.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say a big hello to everybody on the Advantage Racing TV live look-in on Facebook. You still have time to get your nightly subscription to get all of the action, as we've got action. The 5 of Brandon Beckendorf got into the back of the 8 of Mike Jensen, and around goes Jensen. You gotta wonder, is there going to be one of J-Van's famous Bad Dog No Biscuit Awards handed out?
Well, you see a little bit of damage there on your screens to the left rear quarter, a little bit crinkled up there on the 8 of Jensen, possibly sitting a little bit high-centered on that berm down there, PJ.
But we do have a lap in, so it is currently Jarrett Brown, Cole Bentz, Chris Abelson, Randy Foote, and Drew Jensen. And don't forget, only the top 5 transfer into the A feature, because we're going to have a B feature for the modifieds a little bit later. Again, Quentin Robinson with Century 21 bringing us your heat race number 1 in the modifieds.
So we got them re-racked, re-stacked here for a restart off turn number 4. Jarrett Brown is your race leader, followed by Bentz and Abelson. We'll come to the apex at 3 and 4. Green is back out. We're underway.
And it's going to be Jarrett Brown leading down into 1 and 2 as he gets a great run off of there. The 15 junior of Bentz in second, then third, fourth, and fifth. A big gaggle as you've got Abelson, you've got Foote, and you've got I believe that is Lambries right there, yes. Now Lambries going to move up to that 4th place spot. It's now Bonine, the 27, and Foote, the 27 being Drew Jensen.
As we work now into turns 3 and 4, Jarrett has said bye-bye as he is checked out here in this heat race. Bentz Abelson, the 0L of Lucas Lambries now is your top 4. Matt Bonine now in the top 5 of the 141. Beckendorf trying to do some maneuvering to get up for a few spots. Like we said, top 4 transfer to the A feature here tonight. Top 5, excuse me, as we are single file around the Worthington Speedway here as the 88 leaves another lap.
Brandon Beckendorf just went right across the snout of Randy Foote. The problem is that is for the first spot outside of the transfer, as right now it is Jarrett Brown. We got a battle going on for second and third, though, as here comes Sioux City Excitement. Chris Abelson just got by Lambries and is going to work on the back of the 15 junior of Bentz.
As Bentz now into turns 3 and 4. Abelson will follow in the tire track, driving it just a little bit deeper. As we work now off of turn number 4, Abelson. He is right there now looking to the inside of Bentz. Lambries there as well. Going to put him about 3 wide as we've got 2 laps to go. White flag now coming out for the 88 of Jarrett Brown, PJ.
Don't look now, but we got a battle for the bubble going, because here comes Brandon Beckendorf getting underneath the 141 of Bonine. That is for your final transfer spot. Beckendorf was going to try to go to the high side. The 141 slid up just ever so slightly and shut the door. It's going to be Jarrett Brown winning. Cole Bentz in second. Third's going to go to Abelson. Fourth to Lambries, and Bonine will take your final transfer spots. Heat race number 2 of your Cam Motorsports Modifieds is brought to you by Harris Auto Racing. On the pole, that is the legend out of Fertile, Iowa, the 3, the Skyrocket, Kelly Shryock into his outside. That is a 15M of the Nightmare, Shane DeMay.
To the inside of row 2 from Madison Lake, Minnesota. It's the 12 of Chad Porter into the outside from Madrid, Iowa. In the 21K downtown, Kyle Brown.
Row number 3 to the inside. That's a double X of Jordan Rogotsky. And is outside the 19M of Dan Mink.
Cody Connect to the inside of row number 4. To the outside, Travis Lovedoert in the 11 car.
the X1 of Josh Rogotsky inside row 5, and Jacob Hobscheit will round out the field. We are not going to go
yellow. We are yellow.
Stubby didn't like it. I'll tell you, Matt Stubby gets a show going through quickly, but he also knows when he doesn't like the look of a start, and he just put the green flag down. He's like, boys, just stop it. This time he likes what he sees. We are going to go green, and it is Shryock pulling up right in front of the 15M of DeMay. Now look at this. We've got the 12 of Porter, DeMay, Brown, and Shryock. 1, 2, 3, and 4 put a blanket over all of them. Also the 19M Dan Mink trying to throw his name in the hat as well. But Kelly Shryock lead lap 1.
Kelly Shryock, the veteran out of Fertile, Iowa, last night's feature winner here at Worthington Speedway. The 15M of Shane DeMay, no smile from the modified. He has run with the United States Modified Touring Series as well as a Bristol winner in the 15M car. He sits in second. Downtown Kyle Brown, Mr. Harris himself, in that third place spot, battles on for fifth.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. He won the Bristol Dirt Nationals this year, hands down. Right now, Shryock is still leading. Your battle right now is for 4th and 5th, as we have the 19 of Mink, we have the 12 car of Porter, and here comes Trent Loverud. Loverud trying to get in there right now. Mink is the car outside looking in.
As they work down the metrics now, turns 3 and 4 on your TV screens, almost 3 deep through turns 3 and 4. The 12 of Porter now off of turn number 4 to the outside. Loveroot now right behind him, tucked tail, as the 19 of Mink works the bottom side of the racetrack. Up front, though, that second place battle shaping up, though, between downtown Kyle Brown and Shane DeMay in the 15M.
Kelly Shryock right now is 1.2 seconds ahead of DeMay. He is Golf, Oscar, November, Echo gone. Now, the guy that creates the Harris chassis that built Shane DeMay's modified, trying to get underneath Shane DeMay. DeMay going to hold him off as the green is high in the air. 2 laps to go.
2 to go now for Fertile, Iowa's Kelly Shryock and the number 3 machine. As the 15M of Shane DeMay holds off, advances from Kyle Brown for that battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, still on like Donkey Kong now as they work their way into turns 3 and 4. White flag us out one more time around for Shryock.
Shryock has this one in hand unless something wonky happens. The battle's still staying for 2nd, and then 3rd, 4th, and 5th as well, as Kelly Shryock is going to win heat race number 2. It's going to be Shane DeMay 2nd, 3rd to downtown Kyle Brown, 4th to Trent Loverud, and Dan Mink will round out the top 5 transfer cars. Your 3rd and final heat race in your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modifieds here on the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour is going to be brought to you by Quality Drainage Solutions. And it is going to see the 5M from Jamaica come on. Matthew Meineke on the pole to his outside. The Lake City Raider, the 12X of Doug Smith.
From Hayes, Kansas, the 08 of Dakota Sproul, the inside of row 2. From Fremont, Nebraska, the 72 of Mike Lineberry.
From Arizona, that is the OOAZ, now living in Clemmy, Iowa, of TJ Wyman, and the XXX of Jesse Rogotsky outside
Jeff
row 3.
James, the 71 to the inside of row 4. Sorry, PJ to the outside of the 7C, and Benjamin Chikuski.
And Corey Ray in the 69N will round out the field. As we are going to drop the hammer, it is going to be Doug Smith. He has been getting way more comfortable in that car all year long. As we've got him all over 2nd, all the way back, ladies and gentlemen. TJ Wyman got caught in the left side doors. The door's hanging. Doug Smith will lead lap number 1.
Now Smith will lead lap number 1. Yaman. It is Meineke from Jamaica, Iowa in that 2nd place spot. Jeff James, Wyman, and Jesse Rogotsky, your top 5 as we work into turns 3 and 4. It is still Doug Smith, your race leader. Jeff James around. Wyman now off a turn at number 4.
Right now, Doug Smith with a sizable advantage. Unfortunately, can't tell how much because his transponder's not working, but it is still Doug Smith, Matthew Meineke, TJ Wyman, Jeff James now trying to get underneath of the XXX Jesse Rogotsky for that 4th place spot. as James needs to be careful because Mike Lineberry is right behind him and can get by for that final spot at any time.
Meanwhile, slider from Jesse Rogoski to TJ Wyman as they work off of turn number 4. Rogoski up to that third place spot now. Checking out those the 12 car. Doug Smith as Wyman backs underneath of the Triple X of Jesse Rogoski. Coming into turns 3 and 4. 3-wheel motion for the Triple X car as Smith will lead another lap.
First and second are already gone and getting ready for the feature. It is Rogoski and Wyman, second and third. Jeff James now puts a little bit more breathing room between him and the 69 in of Ray as Jeff James is on that bubble spot right now. We got 2 laps to go.
2 to go now for Doug Smith as single file now in the top 5. That is your redraw positions as they work their way now into turns 3 and 4. White flag goes out one more time around for the 12 car.
Doug Smith just has to hang on. Matthew Meineke starting to reel him in just a little bit, but it's going to be too little too late. The top 5 pretty much locked in unless something happens. And TJ Wyman gets her way loosey-goosey in the rear end, is able to pull it back out. Doug Smith's going to win. Matthew Meineke second. Rogoski third, Wyman fourth, and Jeff James will round out that top 5. Oh, TJ Wyman had her out in the wicked crumblies. Your IMCA Sport Compacts on the tour brought to you by Culver's in Carroll. 3 big heat races. Heat race, all 3 heat races brought to you by Malberg Motorsports. On the pole for heat race number 1, that's the 03 of Mike Reinelt. Diz outside the 81 of Brandon Hartman.
Katie DeVries, the inside of row 2 in the 8K. Trent Reed, 28R to the outside.
To the inside, row 3, that is from Old Lake, Iowa, the 65 of Racing Riley Payson, and from Britt, Iowa, the 7P of Charles Prime.
Zach Vaneke for the 04Z, starting shotgun on the field.
We'll see if the 28R of Trent Reed remembered to put hood pins in this time because he hit Friday night in Denison. We are green, and it is going to be the 81 of Hartman off to the early advantage. Trent Reed and Katie DeVries right off the bat start raging war against each other. Here comes Racing Riley Payson. Payson to the inside of Reed, looking for that third place spot. Trying to go up and do battle with Katie DeVries, but it's going to be Brandon Hartman leading lap number 1.
Hartman leads lap 1 as a 3-car battle for second as DeVries. She whips that car into turns 1. Sideways there is Payson now side by side for that second place spot. As Trent Reed back there, the 28R car as well. Off of turn number 4. Who's going to have second as Payson almost into the infield tractor tire. It's going to be Katie DeVries from the number 2 position.
Barely got it on that lap. Right now with DeVries and Payson battling each other, Reed's looking on. Meanwhile, Brandon Hartman, 1.5 second lead. He is Golf, Oscar, November, Echo, gone as they now have 2 laps to go.
2 to go for Brandon Hartman, the 81 car as Katie DeVries settles into that second place spot now. And off of turn number 2, Payson and Reed. They'll follow in step now as they come into turns 3 and 4. White flag goes down and one more time around for Hartman.
Hartman's just got to hold a pretty wheel for one more circuit around the Worthington Speedway, and he'll have a heat race. Meanwhile, Payson a little bit of sideways. Going to get back in there between DeVries and Reed. It is going to be Brandon Hartman picking up the heat race win. Who's going to be second? It's going to be, by half a car, Katie DeVries over Racing Riley Payson, who is third. Trent Reed in fourth. And the 03 of Reinelt will round out the top 5.
The 04Z of Zach Vaneke for round and pointing towards the infield tractor tire there in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
On the pole from Ida Grove, Iowa, that is the 55G of Cody Gordon. And to his outside, that is the 29 of Matt Miller.
Inside of row 2, Derek Kelshimer in the 18D. The inside, on the outside, Mark Smith in the M80.
Row number 3 to the inside from Alta, Iowa, that is the 33N of Ponani, Corey Nemani. And his outside from Grenada, Minnesota, the 16X of RJ Esqueda.
As James Brewer, the 3B car, starting shotgun on the field.
55G of Cody Gordon's currently sitting, I believe, top 15 in national points. As it's going to be Gordon and Miller. They're going to bring it down to the green. Matt Stubbe drops the green and we are racing. Cody Gordon is going to take the early advantage over Miller as he's going to slide up in front of there. Meanwhile, we have Esqueda. Kelschmeyer, I believe is who that is. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name too much. Oh, contact between Miller and Esqueda. Oh my mama. As they're battling and door slamming each other for second and third. Right now is going to be the fourth place of Kelschmeyer. And it looks like the M80 of Mark Smith trying to get around the 33 of Nemani. Meanwhile, back up front, we got a battle for the lead as Esqueda is going to get around the 55G of Gordon. Gordon now goes from the hunted to the hunter right now. As it is Esqueda, Gordon, and now Gordon under pressure from Miller for that second place spot. Miller high, wide, and around the outside. Gets up in the crumblies. That's going to allow Gordon to get right back by him. Esqueda, still your leader. White flag out this time by Cody Gordon. Driving it in deep, trying everything he can to get back up and get past the 16. Meanwhile, Mark Smith, flat right front tire. He's going to stop it down there, but it's not going to matter. Checker flag's going to come out for RJ Esqueda. Cody Gordon in second. Third to Matt Miller. Fourth to Derek Kelschmeyer. And rounding out the top five, that's 33 in of Corey Nemani. Your third and final heat race in your Culver Sport Compacts, brought to you by Malberg Motorsports. On the pole at St. James, Minnesota is Austin Frederick in the 18X, and to his outside from Welcome, Minnesota, the 440 of Jaden Erickson. Your 2021 Mach 1 IMCA Sport Compact National Champion from Dunlap, Iowa, Kane the Bandit Malberg in the 22 to the inside of row 2 to his outside. It is the Black Flag King, the 231 of Logan Kelly from Fairmont, Minnesota. Row number 3 to the inside from Storm Lake. That is going to be the 10N of Camden Nearing in his outside. From Odin, Minnesota, that is Jason Bolte. And rounding out the field from Stewart, Iowa, that is going to be the 61F of Tyler Feeblecorn. So we have the 2021 our State of Iowa IMCA champion Feeblecorn and the national champ in the 22 of Kane the Bandit Malberg. And we have the IMCA Black Flag champ in Logan Kelly. I gotta wonder if he is flagging with, or if he's driving with his neon yellow shoes. Again, heat race number 3 brought to you by Malberg Motorsports. And we are green. It's going to be the 440 of Jaden Erickson with the early advantage as he is, oh, hang on to it. The 18, every which way but straight. That is Austin Frederick, your pole sitter. Here comes the 10N of Nearing, the 61F of Feeblecorn as they pick off 2 cars right there. 440 of Erickson, your current leader. Kane the Bandit Malberg out of Dunlap, Iowa in second currently. As he's going to try to take a look to the inside of Erickson. Meanwhile, Logan Kelly and Tyler Feeblecorn doing battle for third and fourth. As you also have Jason Bolte and the 10N of Nearing doing battle in fifth and sixth. Green flag in the air, 2 laps to go for Jaden Erickson in the dark side chassis. Malberg not letting him go anywhere. Gets right on the back bumper, snugs right up to the back bumper coming out of turn number 2. Kane again trying to get to the inside coming out of 4. Not going to happen. White flag is out, 1 to go. Nearing and Bolte battling in the back of the pack. Otherwise, it is 2 by 2, nose to tail. Malberg going to try one more time to get underneath the 440 of Erickson. Not going to do it. Jaden Erickson wins. Kane the Bandit Malberg in second. Tyler Feeblecorn third. Logan Kelly fourth. Oh. At the line, I'm not sure. 5th and 6 was too close to call. So ladies and gentlemen, as an added bonus, your Worthington Speedway Bombers are going to have their one and only heat race. On the pole, that's the 66 of Todd Coppin to his outside, the 17 of Evan Shetler. Row number 2 to the inside from Milroy, Minnesota. It's the 4Q of Matt Smith to his outside from Monroe, South Dakota. That is the 2K of Mike Kiggins. Robert Thompson from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, in the 165 inside row 3 to his outside. The Adrian, Minnesota driver of the 16B, Zachary Bierman. From Milroy, Minnesota, Kent Miller in the 23 to the inside of row 4 to his outside. From Hills, Minnesota, the 24H of Brock Harnack. And Scott Jones in the 16 from Sioux Falls will round out the field. 5 laps will be the distance for your Bombers. Your Worthington Speedway Bombers are green, as it's going to be the 66 of Coppin sliding up in front of Evan Shetler. Oh, and the 165, or sorry, 165 of Robert Thompson. Just like the song, you spin me right round, baby, right round. As caution is out. We also have the 16B of Zachary Bierman down there as well. Oh, yeah, looks like the 165 in the middle of a 3-wide situation got pinballed and collected the 16B, who was on the high side of that 3-wide situation. Nobody's fault, just a racing deal. Of course, once again, all 5 rounds of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour will be streamed on Advantage Racing TV, and the leader spins in front of the world. Tad Coppin gets it way sideways, tried to bring it back, was unable to, and goes from the penthouse to the outhouse. It's now Evan Shetler who is going to have the lead. The battle is on for second and third. That is the 23 of Kent Miller and the aforementioned 16B. Now with no driver's door, little more aerodynamic, or a little less aerodynamic, a little more air conditioned of Zachary Bierman. First, second, and third, you can throw a blanket over all 3 of them. 2 laps to go. As now the 23 of Kent Miller trying to get to the inside of Shetler. Not able to do it this time. Bierman now trying to get underneath the 23. Look for just a second. Again, not able to get it done. 1 more lap to go. Miller now trying to ring around the high, scary side around the 17. He's at the corner. He's at the door. He's going to drive it in deep there side by side. We're going to go IHRA style drag race down the front stretch. And last corner, last lap, Kent Miller will take the win. Evan Shetler in second. Zachary Bierman in third. Oh my mama. What a heat race. Last lap, last corner pass for the W. So the top 4 in each heat race are going to get a chance to redraw. Normally they work from the top down. We're going to do it a little different. We're going to start off with 4th place in each heat race, starting off with Wahoo, Mike Albertson. Come on, Mike, draw. And Wahoo draws the 2 outside front row. Wahoo, Mike Albertson. Kelly Shryock up next. Where's the skyrocket coming? He likes blue. Well, yeah, I could see that. 5. Inside row number 3 for Kelly Shryock. The Chelsea Charger, Damon Murdy up next. What's Damon going to go for? 6. So it'll be Kelly Shryock and Damon Murdy. That should be a good row number 3. Third place in heat race number 3. The box home bullet, Tyler Pickett. What do you pick? Oh, that was cold. Oh. 8. Tyler Pickett will roll off from the 8 spot. Randy Brand's up next. Whew, that's still a little lingering cold. Oh, where's Randy Brand's at? Okay, which one you picking, Randy? See, it's a Rob Punisher that threw me off. 4. Randy Brands will roll off in the 4 spot. David Smith. Where's Spanky at? Looks like we got someone drawing for him. Oh, David Smith, the 12. Ouch. Outside row number 6. Nate Warren finished second in heat number 3. Looks like he's got someone drawing for him as well. Draws the 3. Inside row number 2. Finishing runner-up in heat race number 2, Damon Richards. Where's Mr. Damon Decal at? Right there. Oh, he's coming down to the end here. Is it going to be lucky? Oh, is that a 6 or a 9? That's a 9. All right, so Damon Richards, inside row number 5. Jason Fisher next up. Oh, Jason Fisher gets the pole. Jason Fisher in the 14 will start on the pole tonight. All right, so we're all a little gun shy down here now. Winner of heat number 3, the game changer, Dallin Murdy. Sorry to tell you, Dallin, the pole's already taken. Dallin draws a 7. All right. Justin Lewinberg, winner of heat number 2. Where is Justin? Oh, okay, she's doing the draw for you. That's about the cutest drawer you're ever going to see. And it's going to be a 6 for Lewinberg, Justin Lewinberg. Oh, sorry, 10. Hey, my are bad. Okay. Give me some credit. I can't hardly see half the time. Jeffrey Larson, last one to draw. And it's going to be the 11. All right, drivers, so feel free if you got a Sharpie to sign those, and let's throw them out to the kids. If you do, if not, just toss them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be your B&B Chassis Stock Car Feature Top 12. All right, Modified Driver, Top 12. If you finished top 4 in your heat race, get on over here. We're going to do things a little bit differently. Courtesy of Cam Motorsports and Western Iowa Racing Results, Hot Wheels cars for the mods. Starting 4th place in heat number 3, TJ Wyman. Pick a car, any car. And Wyman gets... Oh, TJ Wyman starts outside front row with a 2. Finishing 4th in heat 2, Trent Loverood. Where's Trent going to go? Which car is he going to pick? And where is he going to start? And Trent Loverood draws a 4 outside of row 2. Lucas Lambries finished 4th in heat race number 1. Step on up, Lucas. Lucas Lambries draws a 7. A 7. Finishing 3rd in heat race number 3, Jesse Rogotsky. Rogotsky's got some fans in the house, apparently. And And Rogotsky's going to draw the number 5. He'll start inside of row number 3. Downtown Kyle Brown finished 3rd in heat race number 2. Kyle, come step on up and see where you're starting. Of course, he'd go for a red car. Number 3, Downtown Kyle Brown, inside of row number 2. Finishing 3rd in heat race number 1. Sioux City Excitement, Chris Abelson. Looks like Paige is going to draw for him. Draw good, Paige. I tell her to draw good. She says it's probably a 12. Well, good news is it wasn't a 12. Bad news is Sioux City Excitement, Chris Abelson starts 11th. Ouch. Finishing runner-up in heat race number 3 is going to be Matthew Meineke. All the way from Jamaica. Let's see what you get. Oh, Matthew Meineke comes from Jamaica to draw the pole for the modified feature. Finishing runner-up in heat race number 2. Where is Shane DeMay? Oh, Shane. Hey, that's no fair. You can't have a Stapleton pick for you. That's cheating. Of course, Mike Stapleton, driver of the 10 stock car here. That's his grandson picking. And Shane DeMay will start 6th outside of row number 3. Hey, Shane, it's better you've been drawing lately anyway, so, I mean, there's that. Cole Bentz finished runner-up in heat race number 1. Cole, step on up and let's see which one you have. We still got some 3 down there or 1 here. And Cole Bentz draws a 10. Doug Smith. Oh, Doug, where are you? We might as well come down here with you because we got only these 3 down here. Doug Smith will roll off outside of row number 4 in the 8th spot. Kelly Shryock, we need you back to draw again. Oh, Kelly. Oh, okay, they're doing rock, paper, scissors for the final spot. Okay, so I guess Jared Brown is going to draw first. There's only 2 spots left, so what could go wrong, right? Oh, no. Jarrett Brown draws the 12, which means Kelly Shryock will roll off in the 9th position. Just like with the Frisbees, make sure that the cars get thrown into the kids as well.
B feature for the stock cars here tonight. We'll see Bo Partey in the 75C starting on the pole to the outside. Andrea McCain in the 25A. Matt Olson in the 56M to the inside of row number 2, the outside of the 5D of Travis DeMilt. Doug Pudwell, the 85 to the inside of row number 3 to the outside of the 22 in Gage Noyes. Tyler Pospisil, Matthias Lux, Daniel Ort, Mike Stapleton, Dustin Larson, Dylan Fitzpatrick, Cade Lear, and Kyle Clow. As we are green.
Top 7 will advance on to tonight's A feature. Bo Partain with the early advantage. Right now the battle is on. 27 of Pospisil and Ort. That is your battle for 6th and 7th right now. As we got some good cars on the outside looking in. Bo Partain leads lap 1.
Bo Partain leading lap number 1 as they come off a turn. Number 2 now, Partain, followed by Andrea McCain. Travis DeMilt, your top 3 car, Matt Olson, the 95 car.
Oh, Ort goes around and collects 2 other cars. That'll knock him out of a chance at a transfer. As right now, it is the 22, it looks like. Trying to find a name here. Looks like the black 22 and Gage Noyes currently sitting 7th spot. Oh, looks like Mike Stapleton with some damage as well in the 10 car. Got some damage to the left front of that car, that machine. Little Advantage Racing TV replay right here. Oh, looks like some contact from Noyes to the rear bumper of Ort. That sent him around. And as the 82 went to stop, that's Dylan Fitzpatrick. Mike Stapleton had nowhere to go, hence the damage on the left front of the 10.
Once again, I want to remind you, no smoking in the grandstands. No smoking in the grandstands. If you need to light one up, please head out back to the parking lot or just north of the grandstands here in the grassy area.
That also does include e-cigarettes, vapes, all that stuff. If you want to enjoy one, you can't do it in the stands. That is a Minnesota state law, just like our neighbors to the south in Iowa.
As we look back to come to green, this time by off of turn number 4.
Bo Partain with the early advantage as they're fanning out 2 and sometimes even 3 wide. Gage Noyes starting to make some money moves as he has now put himself up to 5th, looking for 4th right now. Gage Noyes on the move.
As we look now for the top 7 cars transferring to tonight's A main here tonight. Tyler Pospisil on the top side. Matt Olson down low, the 56 machine side by side. Dylan Fitzpatrick in the hot seat now as he's on the outside looking in. As Fitzpatrick is in the hot seat with the 7th place spot as we work now to turns 1.
Right now the show is Gage Noyes. He is driving like a man possessed. A little bit of side slappy action with Andrea McCain there for the 3rd place spot. Field starting to single file out just a little bit as we have a few laps in. Bo Partain still walking away with the lead.
As we work now to turns 3 and 4, Partain out for a Sunday night drive as the sun sets just off of turn number 4. The 5D of Travis DeMille sits in 2nd. Andrea McCain, Gage Noyes, Tyler Pospisil, and Matt Olson. Here comes Matthias Lux to the back bumper, and he will work to the outside of Dylan Fitzpatrick, who holds that final transfer spot as Matthias Lux trying to get into the show here tonight. Fitzpatrick on the hot seat as they come down the front stretch.
We are 1 lap past the halfway point here in your one and only B feature in your B&B chassis stock car class. And we've got a little bit of a shakeup as Matthias Lux does get around the 82 of Phil Fitzpatrick. Now goes to work on the 56 car of Matt Olson. But up front it is still all
Caution.
Bo Partain.
Caution comes out as we've got a few cars around at the back of the pack. Caution flag coming out.
The 11K of Kyle Clow or Cloth, I'm not sure which. If I mispronounced that, I apologize.
Kyle Clow.
Okay, there you go. And the 85 car as well. Looks like Doug Pudwill coming together at turn number 4. Per the Delaware double file restart, chooses the outside. Andrew McCain to the inside. Gage Noyes and Tyler Pospisil, that's your top 5, followed by Matthias Lux and the 82 of Dylan Fitzpatrick. That is the 7 that right now would transfer in if this B feature were to end. Only 1 car, Kyle Clow, that has a chance to upset somebody. And they're 4 wide right off the start. It is Noyes, Lux, Fitzpatrick, and Pospisil. Now they're shaking things up down the backstretch. All 8 cars going for 7 spots. Pospisil gets a little bouncy. He gets sideways and collects Clow at the same time. Kyle Clow able to keep going, and Pospisil can't. The caution comes out. That's going to put Pospisil 1 spot out looking in, and the caution does come out.
1 car misfiring. You can hear firing around the track there, PJ. Not sure who it is, but coming down the front stretch, you could hear motors popping. Not a good sign when that's happening, so.
Now here's the question. 8 cars going for 7 spots. One of them's misfiring. Do you say, to heck with it, pull it in, save the motor? Oh, wait a minute, folks. I'm going to stop that question right now because it looks like the 27, Tyler Pospis, will go into the hot pit. If he doesn't come back out, then we've got your 7 right there that would transfer in.
So then we would just be racing for starting positions then in our aim feature. As we look for green off a 4, Partain will bring them. And definitely a misfire on one of our B feature running cars, as you can hear it down the front stretch and even down the back stretch now, PJ. Bo Partain still your race leader. I wonder if that is the 5D of DeMilt.
He is way off the pace. And in fact, he is going to pull it in. Now, that should finish him 7th. So that should still get him in the A feature. Time to save the car.
Matthias Lux around on the backstretch trying to keep it going and comes to a stop as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Can he get it refired? No, caution will fly.
Another case of the caution kill switch. The car won't refire until the caution comes out, then it fires up and runs just fine.
And yellow checkered being displayed. Yellow checkered being displayed. So Bo Partain will punch his ticket into the A main here tonight, along with Andrea McCain, Gage Noyes, Dylan Fitzpatrick, Kyle Clow, Matthias Lux, and I believe will be Travis DeMilt in the 5D as well.
On the pole, that's going to be the 5 of Brandon Beckendorf to his outside, the 12 of Chad Porter from Madison Lake, Minnesota.
Corey Way in the 69 into the inside of row 2 to the outside. Drew Jansen in the 127.
From Plattsmouth, Nebraska, inside row 3, that's the 0-1 of Jacob Hobscheit to his outside. From Fremont, Nebraska, the 72 of Mike Lineberry.
Stanton, Iowa's 37, a Randy Foot to the inside of row 4 to the outside. From Sanborn, Minnesota, the double X of Jordan Rogotsky.
Benjamin Chikutsky to the end of inside row 5 with Chris Paulsrock outside, Cody Kinect, Dakota Sproul, Mike Jensen, Josh Rogotsky. They're finishing up the field. We are green and
we are yellow.
Yes. As soon as we go green, we went yeller, yeller, yeller.
And, you know, this is a B feature, PJ, and we're seeing guys that normally don't run B features in here, like Beckendorf, Hobscheit, and Dakota Sproul as well, as we come back to the green this time by. Much better start that time as Beckendorf and Porter will lead them. Oh, we're moving around. We got cars around every which way. Parking lots. Well, I would say like a Walmart parking lot as Walmart sits out into the distance.
Just like with the stock cars, top 7 out of this feature will transfer into tonight's A main. So you're going to want to make sure and keep an eye on that 6th and 7th spots. Contingency Award sponsors for the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour presented by Western Iowa Racing Results are Harris Auto Racing with the Modified Hard Charger Award, Terminator Chassis with the Stock Car Hard Charger. We are back to green, and it's going to be the 5 of Brandon Beckendorf with the early advantage. As again, we got another one around this time.
Jordan Rogotsky, the double X car. And caution flag will come out once again.
The official photographer of the tour is Northwest Iowa Picks. Western Iowa Racing Results owns and operates the tour, and the official broadcaster of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour presented by Western Iowa Racing Results is AdvantageRacing.tv. Well, we don't have a lap in yet. Will the 4th time be the charm, Scotty? We're about to find out as Brandon Beckendorf, Chad Porter again bring them down. Green is out. We're gonna go through the sore spot of 1 and 2. Everybody's gonna make it through. However, if Chris Paulsrock bobbles just a little bit, that allows the ex-Rogotsky, the 37 of Randy Foote, to get underneath of him. Leading lap number 1 is gonna be the 5 of Brandon Beckendorf.
Beckendorf now the race leader. As we'll work into turns 1 and 2, 3 wide for that third place spot. Jacob Hobshine now up to the third place spot as the 12 of Porter and Lineberry battle. Now Lineberry hits the high side, trying to get to the outside of Hobshine. Cannot do so. We got him 2 by 3 coming down the front stretch into turn 1.
Right now it is the C5 of Chris Paulsrock with that 7th and final transfer spot. Right behind him, you've got Connect, you've got Foote, and you've got the 7 of Chikutsky. These guys are battling hard, trying to get around the C5 of Paulsrock, and right now they're nipping at his heels.
As we come now into turns 1 and 2, off a turn 2 now as Beckendorf is walking away here in this B feature. It is a 69. Corey Ray followed by Hobshine in third. Top 5 have single filed themselves around the Worthington Speedway. Josh Rogotsky, Lineberry, Porter, and Paulsrock, your top 7 currently. As we come by the flag stand once again, Beckendorf looking strong here in the number 5.
Beckendorf still leads Corey Ray in second, Hobshine in third. They are spaced way out. Then it gets tight. You've got Lineberry, you've got Rogotsky. The 12 car of Porter and Paulsrock, that's still your top 7. But Randy Foote, Benjamin Chikutsky still battling side by side as the cross flags come out. We're halfway home. Dakota Sprolna trying to get into that battle for 8th, 9th, and now 10th, as well as Connect.
5 laps to go in the B feature for the number 5 of Beckendorf. As we're 3 wide off a turn 4 with Foote, Chikutsky, Dakota Sproul, right rear corner hanging in the balance as he tries to put a 3-car battle there. Connect right behind them. Working now into turns 3 and 4. Chikutsky with the advantage. Foote to the top side. Oh, Foote a little bit loose now as here comes Dakota Sproul. Your 7th and final transferee, Paulsrock, sitting all by his lonesome as we've got 3 to go this time by.
1.7 second lead for Brandon Beckendorf over Corey Ray, and an even bigger gap back to the 01 of Hobshine. Chris Paulsrock an island unto himself unless something wacky happens in the next 2 laps. Your top 7 are locked in right now, but we still got a lap and a half to go.
Coming to the white flag this time by the 5 of Brandon Beckendorf as he works his way off a turn 4. White's down, 1 to go. Hitting the high side, looking smooth in that number 5 machine. Down the backstretch now for the final time into turns 3 and 4. It'll be Beckendorf from the pole. He will punch his ticket to the A main tonight. Along with Corey Ray, Jacob Hobshine, Mike Lineberry, followed by the ex of Josh Rogotsky, Chad Porter, and Chris Paulsrock, your top 7.
By the way, we were corrected. Rowdy Briggs just chimed in and said that Clough is actually pronounced Clough.
Fair enough.
So thank you for that, Rowdy. You know, as announcers, if we do butcher a name, we are not above taking assistance in how to properly pronounce said name. Isn't that right, Kevin? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your first A feature of the evening here on night number 1 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour, presented by Western Iowa Racing Results, and it is your own Worthington Speedway Bombers, presented by
After Hour Graphics. Bombers out on the racetrack for their feature event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. 2K of Mike Kiggins on the front row to the outside. It's the 23 machine picking up the feature win last night as Kent Miller.
Brock Harnack in the 24H, the inside of row number 2. Zachary Bierman to the outside of the 16B.
Evan Scheller, he's got a few feature wins already this year in the 17 car on the inside to the outside. It's a 16 of Scott Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, your After Hour Graphics are out on the speedway for their feature event. Set him off in style. We go green next time by.
Todd Coppin will be the inside of row number 4. It is outside the 4Q of Matt Smith.
And it will be Robert Thompson in the 165, starting shotgun on the field. As we come off of turn number 4, Bombers out on the racetrack, we are green. Kent Miller picked up the feature win last night here at the Worthington Speedway. As we've got a car around, no, we're gonna keep it lean, mean, and green. As Mike Higgins now slow on the backstretch. Kent Miller, though, for the race lead off of turn number 4. As we work him now with into turns 1 and 2, Zachary Bierman sits in second, followed by Shetler. Caution flag comes out as Mike Higgins on the backstretch. Flat right rear tire on the 2K machine.
Oh, is he going to come in or is he going to go off the back stretch? Looks like, yeah, he's going to come around and possibly go to that hot pit area down in the infield.
They're going to have to change it quick, though, PJ. We come to green next time by as Matt Stubbe is in the flag stand saying, yep, we're lined up, we're ready to go.
Kent Miller currently leading the 17 of Evan Shetler, the 16B of Bierman, second and third. Then you have the 66 of Coppin, and can't see who's outside of Coppin to round out the top 5.
That would be Harnick, followed by Thompson, Jones, and Smith as we come back to the green flag, this time off at turn 4. Kent Miller, your race leader in the 23, as they come into turns 1 and 2. Miller on the high side, followed by the 16B of Zachary Bierman. He is your second place runner now. Shetler and Coppin, your top 4, your top 5. As Brock Harnick as they work their way off of turn number 4. Kent Miller, your race leader.
Yeah, he might be the race leader, but don't look now. The 16B of Bierman right there, side by side with him, coming out 2 down the backstretch. They're going to fire it off down into 3 and 4. Bierman once again side by side with the 23 of Miller as they come out. Miller's going to hold them off for another lap as they fire back down into 1 and 2. It is still Miller holding off Bierman, but barely.
As we work now off of turn number 2 into turn number 3. Zachary Bierman has a few feature wins, so does Kent Miller and Evan Shetler. That's your top 3. Off of turn number 4, still single file, your top 2 car, Shetler by himself, followed by Coppin, Harnick, Thompson, and Smith. As Thompson almost thought about pushing the issue 3 wide as the race leader is Kent Miller now as Bierman looks underneath now in turns 3 and 4. As Miller still leads him into 23. And Todd Coppin looks like he's got the car figured out just a little bit, but here comes Harnick back on the top side.
We have 6.5 laps to go as once again the 23 of Miller firing it off down into 3 and 4 with Bierman in tow. The 17 of Shetler, he is going to the whip on that car trying to catch up with that with first and second. Not quite able to do it right now as we are halfway home. 6 down, 6 to go.
6 to go for the 23 of Meet the Millers, Kent Miller. As they work now into turns 3 and 4. Battle on the track, though, as Smith looks to the inside of Harnick now as they come into turns 3 and 4. Thompson all over the back bumper, the 66 car of Todd Coppin. Down the front stretch, into turns 1 and 2 they come. Kent Miller extending his race lead as Thompson looks to the outside of Coppin. Now here comes Smith now to the inside, and the 4M machine as we work them now through turns 3 and 4. Great battle throughout the mid-pack here, PJ.
Definitely a great battle through the mid-pack as first, second, and third. They are Golf, Oscar, November, Echo gone. Forget about them. They're taking them to the Gapplebees on a race night. The battle is starting with the 66 of Coppin. And oh, we've got some rubbing is racing right now between the 165 of Thompson and the 4Q of Matt Smith. Smith going to get away from Thompson right there. Now Thompson falls into the clutches of, it looks like, the 86. That's not the 86. Sorry, folks. My eyes are deceiving me tonight. That is the 24H of Harnick.
As white flag comes out, this time by for Kent Miller. He has put a clinic on here tonight in the 23 machine as he works off the backstretch now into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. We're going to meet the Miller down in victory lane. It's going to be the 23, Kent Miller, going to victory lane here tonight. Zachary Bierman in second, Evan Shetler in third. Matt Smith looks like possibly coming home in that 4th place spot. And the top 5 up for grabs. It'll be 165 of Robert Thompson.
It sounds like he's a happy camper. As he's, you know what, Alan Zimmerman, I apologize. You no longer have the sweetest mullet in racing. Right now, this guy has the sweetest mullet in racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
There's a reason why they call him the Mullet Man, right?
Yes, that is correct.
The Mullet Machine, that's right, that's right. Well, Kent, you and I talked last night about you were going to take my spot announcing, and I was going to drive the car. Apparently, thoughts changed?
Yeah, I don't think that would have been good.
You're better at driving than you are announcing, we'll just put it that way. In style tonight, once again, going back-to-back here tonight. Who do you got to thank?
I got to thank my wife, my kids, Paul Vertoing, Tanner Sitterman, Elmas Trucking, Marshall Auto Exchange, stepdad, and so Evan Shetler for helping me out. We're competitors, and we run side-by-side every night.
Now, you come from the compact division into the rear-wheel drive class. What is it about this class that you like and love running each and every week?
The power. You know, we're pretty close to these hobby stock guys, and you know, and the driving style is a lot different, and I enjoy it. It's pretty fun.
Enjoys it, and it's pretty fun. Congratulations, Kent Miller, making down in victory lane once again. And for you folks who were not here last night, Kent does a little something for his victory lane celebrations. And Jim will have the camera ready. We'll just say that once and for all. Once again, for all the action shots here all tour long, check out Northwest Iowa Picks on Facebook as well as northwestiowapicks.com. All right, we got to do another picture here. And then we got the final picture. All right, Kent, let's see it. Let's see it. This is his trademark victory photo. Show us a little leg, Kent. Come on. There you go. There you go. Kent Miller, your victor here in your after-hour graphics bomber division. PJ, we have got some compact lineup in the back chute. What's the starting lineup, my friend?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your IMCA Mach 1 Sport Compacts presented on the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour by Culver's in Carroll. On the pole from Alta, Iowa, that's a 33N of Corey Nemani to his outside from Grenada, Minnesota, the 16X of RJ Esqueda. Your 2021 IMCA National Champion, Kane the Bandit Malberg from Dunlap, Iowa, in the 22 to his inside row 2. To the outside from Fairmont, Minnesota, it's the 81 of Brandon Hartman. Tyler Feeblecorn, 2021 State of Iowa state champion in the 61F from Stewart, Iowa, inside row 3. To his outside from Wall Lake, it's 65 of Racing Riley Payson. From Spencer, Iowa, inside row 4, that's the 8K of Katie DeVries. To her outside, the 55G of Cody Gordon. From Fairmont, Minnesota, it's the Black Flag King of Logan Kelly in the 231 to his outside from Missouri Valley, at 28R of Trent Reed. Jaden Erickson from Welcome, Minnesota will be inside of row number 6 to his outside. That is Derek Kelschmeyer from Windham, Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Show these drivers some love and respect. Get up and on your feet. It's Parade and Wave on display. Row number 7 will see Britt, Iowa's Charles Prime to the inside, is outside the 3B of James Brewer from Windham, Minnesota. Camden Nearing from Storm Lake to the inside of row number 8 to the outside That is Zach Van Kieft from Westbrook, Minnesota. The rest of your field will see the M80 of Mark Smith, the 29X Jason Bolte, Mark Reinelt, Matt Miller, and Austin Frederick rounding out the field. And ladies and gentlemen, the compacts are live. It is going to be Corey Nemani getting snookered by the 16X of RJ Esqueda. Now, we got him around down here. Good call, Scotty. That is going to be the 3B of James Brewer, along with the 29 of Jason Bolte and the 29X. That means we're going to re-rack, repack, and restack for a complete restart with these two starting in the back. Oh, looks like one car, the 7P, Charles Prime, got it in way sideways, drove it in too hard into one, and unfortunately, everybody else had to spin to avoid. Oh no! The tire of the 3B trying to turn in a respectable lap time right now as the whole center hub is gone. Matt Stubbe is throwing the caution on the tire. Hey Stubbe, you should have thrown the black flag at. There you go! Matt Stubbe black flag in the tire off of the 3B car of James Brewer.
Meanwhile, the drivers are going, what's going on? We see the black flag. Are we all DQ'd?
Well, you know, the funny thing is you could hear the crowd from the turn 4 side down. It was getting louder and louder and more boisterous. Ryan Dugan over here, one of the heads of Advantage Racing TV, looks over me and points, and all of a sudden, from around the monitor we have set up for our replays, here comes the tire.
You picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel.
Okay, DW.
All right. So following this feature, I'm looking for red ticket number 029643. 029643. If you have that ticket number, meet me down at the flag stand after this feature, as you are my junior trophy presenter. Red ticket 029643.
That is such a cool program to get the kids involved and give them a special memory from the races that you know they're going to be talking about for years to come. Matt Stubbe looks them over. He likes what he sees, and we're back to green. And Tyler Feeblecorn with an amazing start as he gets to the inside of 3 wide with Malberg and the 81 of Hartman. Oh, unfortunately not able to capitalize as he now falls backwards the spots that he gained. It is Esqueda. It is the 33 of Nemani. Then side by side, Malberg and the 81 of Hartman. And then 3 wide again, Feeblecorn, DeVries, and Payson.
As we work off a turn number 2, Nemani and Malberg side by side, followed by Hartman, DeVries, and Payson. Your top 6 cars out on the racetrack. A lot of side-by-side, door-to-door racing here. RJ Esqueda's like, that's fine, I'm out in front. You boys party hardy behind me. I'm going to party hardy if we can keep this out front.
Keep an eye on second and third. There was a lot of bumping and banging between Malberg and Nemani down the front stretch. A little bit backing in down the back stretch. Here comes Katie DeVries. DeVries trying to get around the 81 of Hartman. As Hartman, great run off of 2, is able to get past DeVries and get up to side-by-side with Nemani.
As we work now into turns 3 and 4, Esqueda still your race leader. Kane Malberg trying to run him down. Hartman down to the inside of Nemani. DeVries is there as they come off of turn number 4. Side by side race. Race and Riley Payson contact with Khalid Gordon as Jaden Erickson, the 440 car, on the move right now as well. You got a pack of cars from third on back. Throw a blanket over them, BJ.
Yeah, third on back and about to gain 2 more as you've got Trent Reed and Logan Kelly joining the field, or joining that stack pack right now. But Kane the Bandit Malberg. He is going to the whip and catching up with your leader, the 16X of Escada. As also it looks like the transponder not working on the 22 because no way does Escada have a 1.7 second lead. Malberg is there.
Malberg to the back bumper of the 16 car now, looks to the inside. Escada trying to hang on to the race lead as Malberg now in the 22 machine down to the bottom side of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Drag races, we're halfway down, halfway to go. Escada still the race lead of the 16X.
I guarantee that the Malberg house is absolutely shaken. This is actually Shannon Malberg's car, Kane's brother, and I guarantee him, his wife, and the kids are all going absolutely ape right now watching on Advantage Racing TV as this battle is absolutely stellar between Escada and Kane Malberg.
As we still have him now off turn number 2. Car pulling into the infield is the 18D, I believe. Off of turn number 4 now they come as it still is Escada. Now Malberg looks to the inside. Escada trying to hold him off with 5 laps to go. Oh, this is a barn burner of a race for sure coming now with a handful of laps to go, PJ.
Keep an eye on the trunk lid on the 16X of Escada as the right side pin is, hood pin has broken and it's bouncing. Again, Malberg trying to get to the inside of Escada. It's the only move he's gotten. It's just not quite working. He can get up to the quarter panel, but he can't get any further than that.
As now we will come with, I believe, 3 to go this time by. Your race leaders coming off of turn 4. 3 laps to go as Malberg still trying to work the inside line of the 16X of Escada. Something's got to give behind them. Erickson to the inside of the Manning. Oh, and the 16X blows up.
Oh, you said it, Scotty. Something had to give, and unfortunately, it was the motor out of Escada. New leader Malberg with 2 laps to go.
As Malberg inherits the race lead, heartbreak for Escada. And now Jaden Erickson up to second. Cody Gordon up to third now as we are coming with 1 lap to go in the 22 car of Malberg.
Kane the Bandit Malberg. He's going to fire it off down into 1 and 2. Jaden Erickson now second. Cody Gordon in third. Heading down the backstretch. Malberg just has to negotiate 2 more corners. Your 2021 national champ, Kane the Bandit Malberg, will win. Jaden Erickson second, Cody Gordon third. The 81 of Hartman fourth. And rounding out the top 5, racing Riley Payson.
Well, PJ, we said it was going to be a barn burner, and unfortunately 2 motors going up in smoke here tonight.
Well, you said barn burner. I don't think we meant car burner. Worthington Speedway, here he comes. Let him hear ya. Kane, the Bandit Malberg, picks up night number 1 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour.
Well, we'll catch some words from Kane. Well, you got a little steam coming from underneath the hood here, Kane. Talk about that race there with RJ before his motor went up. You guys were trading spots back and forth.
He was fast, and I just stayed with him, and I figured I'd get around him sooner or later. The track's fast, bottom and the top, so too bad he blew his motor.
But it made for one heck of a show. Who do you got to thank for the win here tonight?
I don't thank everybody on the car, thank everybody at home, and thank you guys for putting a good show on.
So Kane Malberg, the victor once again here in your IMCA Sport Compact Division. And yes, some steam coming out of that hood there, PJ. But Kane, the Bandit Malberg, is your victor here tonight.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for your first A feature of the 2022 Big Deal Car Care and Zach Sales and Service Midwest Madness Tour for your IMCA Northern Sport Mods, brought to you by Razor Chassis. On the pole, that is the XA of Alyssa Paulsrock from Esterville, Iowa, to her outside from Eagle Lake, Minnesota, the 5B of Tim Bergeson. Row number 2, he picked up $5,000. Can he pick up another big check here from Algona, Iowa? That's the double-aught fet shot. Colby Fett into his outside from West Fargo, North Dakota, Tori Fisher. Row number 3 to the inside from Boynton, Iowa. That's 45R of Dale Ricks Jr. to the outside from Oskaloosa, Iowa. That's a 7B of Carter Vandenberg. From Cave Creek, Arizona, inside the next row, we'll see the 2K of Taylor Kuhl. And to her outside from Bakersfield, California, that is Adam Baker. Row number 5 to the inside, that's going to be Matt Speast from Jefferson City, Missouri in the 23M. And from Hamilton, Missouri to his outside, the 26J of Jace Witt. Row number 6 to the inside, that is the stuntman, John Rebstock in the 39R from Morton, Minnesota to the outside, the 79W of Bill Wagner from Armstrong, Iowa. As we had just a small technical difficulty up here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Parade and Wave on display. Let the Sportmod drivers hear ya. James Jenkinson, 22J to the inside of row 7, 22R of Riley Briner to the outside. AJ Bullware, the Bullfrog, to the inside of row 8 with Ramo Orts in the 20 to his outside. Row 9, 14A of Brandon Anderson, Taylor Johnson to his outside. Dylan Ricks, Robert Palmentera, Brandon Allers, and Sean Pudwill round out the field. And we are Sportmod Racing presented by Razor Chassis.
As we work our way into turns 1 and 2, 3 wide, right off the start for the race lead now. And to the outside, Tim Burgess, your last night's feature winner here at the Worthington Speedway. He'll work out to the race lead. Colby Fett tries to get to the inside of Melissa Palsrock. Tori Fisher there as well. A 9-car Dale Ricks Jr. 3 wide now with Vander Hayden and the 2 Kuhl of Taylor Kuhl as they work now into turns 1 and 2.
Taking a look at the 00 of Fett as he is trying to go to the inside of the 9-car of Tori Fisher right now. Looks like not quite going to get it done, but now he's got troubles of his own. Here comes Carter Vandenberg to the inside of the 00. Taylor Kuhl getting underneath of Dale Ricks Jr. trying to pick up another spot right there. But all of this behind Tim Burgesson, who is currently still leading.
As he has had a straightaway advantage now early on in this feature. Melissa Palsrock runs in that second place spot. The XA machine, the 9 of Tori Fisher. Here comes Colby Fett now to the inside rear quarter of the number 9 car. Vandenberg now sits in that 5th place spot as Taylor Kuhl trying to get to the inside of the 45R car of Dale Ricks as they race off at turn number 4. Colby Fett, though, the double out butt shot is on the move now in the 00 as they come off at turn 2.
Forget about Burgesson, he is already gone. Alyssa Palsrock starting to gap a little bit too, but the battle's still on for 3, 4, and 5. As it is going to be the 9 of Fisher, the 00 of Fett, and the 7B of Vandenberg. Right behind them, it is still Kuhl and Ricks battling back and forth for 6 and 7. Then they have battles all over the track the rest of the way by. Don't look now, but Burgesson is going to be coming into lap traffic.
Car around.
Around.
Car around on the back straightaway. Caution will fly as a race leader. Brandon Anderson, the 14B, around and bringing out the caution. Not what Burgesson wanted to see, not what Alyssa Palsrock wanted to see either. And she was gapping 3rd and 4th place. And now things get bunched back up, PJ, and this could possibly change the way or the outcome of this Sportmod A main.
Well, Palsrock might have wanted this one because that's going to get her back into striking distance with the 5B of Burgesson. Much like back home at Crawford County Speedway with Trey Klein, ever since he started running stock cars, it's elevated the game and it's modified, and he's actually on quite a winning streak going right now because of it.
That he is, as we head flagman Matt Stubbe says we're going green next time by, boys and girls.
16 laps to go.
As it is Burgesson, your race leader, followed by Palsrock, Fisher, Fett, Vandenberg, Ricks, and Kuhl, your top 6 cars.
Burgesson gave up a 3.8 second lead to the caution.
As we come back to green off of turn 4, Burgesson now on a full head of steam on the top side. Alyssa Palsrock fending off Colby Fett and Tori Fisher. And here comes the 2Q machine of Taylor Kuhl. As we work now down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Throw blanket on them from 3rd on back. You got 4 or 5 cars racing As we're putting on a show here in Worthington tonight.
Taylor Cool now going to work on the 7 via Carter Vandenberg as once again Colby Fett going after Tori Fisher. That's happening right behind Alyssa Paulsrock, but again, Tim Burgesson is absolutely gone. There is no catching this guy. He is on fire and hauling.
As we come off a turn 2, like you said, PJ Burgesson, G-O-N-E, gone. Paulsrock all by her lonesome in that second place spot. Side by side, almost 3 wide now off of turn number 4 is Vandenberg, followed by Fett and Fisher. As the caution flag comes down, we've got some cars around in turn 4. As well, the 8X over Robert Palmatera. Well, we got him lined back up and looking to go back to green, this time by off of turn 4.
Does anybody have anything for Tim Burgesson? This guy, he gets the green dropped on him and he just runs from everybody. We're gonna see as once again Matt Stubbe drops the green. With 13 laps to go, we're back to racing. Now look at Colby Fett. Fett pushing 3 wide between Paulsrock and Fisher. He's going to get around Paulsrock. Now he's going to go to work once again on Tori Fisher. This time it's going to be for second place, not for fourth. But once again, it is all Burgesson out front.
Paulsrock not having a good restart there. She gets shuffled back to that 4th place position. Vandenberg down to the top side now as here comes, where did J.C. Witt come from? Witt now in the 26J car to the bottom side of Paulsrock as Dale Ricks Jr. back in the mix. Taylor Cool, she's fallen off just a little bit, trying to work her way back up in that Too Cool machine. Halfway down, halfway to go.
J.C. Witt started in the 10th spot, has now worked up to, looks like 7th, trying to work on Dale Ricks Jr. as it looks like the top 6 have kind of mellowed out just a little bit. Taylor Cool falling back a couple spots on that restart. But again, it is all Tim Burgesson. So smooth. However, are my eyes deceiving me, Scotty, or is Tori Fisher starting to catch our leader?
Tori Fisher might be catching as she sits in that 2nd place spot. And another car on the move, about up 8 positions already. Ribbit, AJ Bullard, the Bullfrog, into the top 8 now as she tries to go to work on the Too Cool machine of Taylor Cool. As Cool works to the outside of the J.C. Witt now, coming into turn 1 and 2. Single file, here goes Taylor Cool down to the inside, off of turn number 2. Cannot complete the pass, she'll try again now in turns 3 and 4.
Just as soon as Fisher caught up to Burgesson a little bit, Burgesson hit the afterburners and walked away. Right now, Dale Ricks and Alyssa Paulsrock a little bit further back in the field working on each other, as is Witt and the 2K of Cool. Cool able to get around Witt on the outside. AJ Bullard now throwing his hat into the ring on that battle. That 2-car battle just became a 3-car battle.
As Taylor Cool on the move now in the 2K machine off of turn number 2. Cave Creek, Arizona driver on tour this week. As Ricks looks to the outside of Paulsrock. Taylor Cool there as well. Looking to the outside now is the 2 Cool machine as they work their way off of turn number 2. And Taylor Cool will have the position. Dale Ricks Jr. is ahead of them. Meanwhile, Burgesson now, PJ working through lap traffic. Colby Fett looking for second now from Tori Fisher off of 2.
The battle is back on between Fett and Fisher. They have been battling side by side almost all race long as your leader in heavy lap traffic. Oh, looks like they're going to try and split the difference between Ort. Fisher thinks better of it, kicks back to the inside. Unfortunately, Fett going to use Ort as a pick. Fett up to second. He's got coming down on 2 laps to go. Does he have enough time to catch Burgesson?
2 to go, this time by 4. Tim Burgesson, Colby Fett. They're in lap traffic. Do they have enough time as the caution comes out? car. Braden obbles around in turn number 3. Caution flag flies with 2 laps to go. This is a game changer.
No, he'll be up in the next feature. But this does indeed change the ball game, and look who's now sitting second. That actually gives Colby Fett a chance to see what he can do with Bergerson. Looks like a couple cars at the exit of the track up there. Oh, whoa, 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 hold up. Hold up on that car wash there, gentlemen. As the 8 car was rolling backwards, and I don't know if Buddy Ray Jones is watching at home, but I bet that brought back bad memories of 2 weeks ago in Denison. Oh, this is going to get good, Scotty.
And they are not going single file, PJ. They're doubling up.
Wow.
Colby Fett chooses the high side, which will put the 9 of Tori Fisher down low. Vandenberg and Ricks. And Taylor Cool, your top 6. She starts to the inside of the XA of Alyssa Palsrock. How about that, though? The girls can hang with the boys here tonight, as all 3 ladies in the top 10.
The rule usually is that if it's under 5 to go, they go single file, but decision made to go Delaware double file with 2 to go. This is going to get real interesting real quick. Your Razor Chassis Sportmod Feature for the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. Night number 1 at Worthington Speedway, and the green is out. It is going to be Bergerson taking off. Fett trying to keep up step by step with him. A little bit of a bobble from Fett, but he's able to overcome that. He is almost to the back bumper of Bergerson as they go into 3 and 4. Wide flag is going to be out this time by Fett's there. Fett's to his outside. 1 to go.
1 to go indeed at the Worthington Speedway. Colby Fett looking to the outside of Bergerson. Bergerson trying to go 2 for 2 here on the weekend. Down the backstretch now for the final time, and it turns 3 and 4. Fett has the advantage now. He's coming to turn 3. Caution is out. Caution is out. Car around on the front stretch. Riley Briner sitting the wrong way.
Oh, are you kidding me? That they were about to go down the quarter mile IHRA style for the win. Oh my, wow. As Fred Sanford used to say, I can't take it, Ethel. Hey, I'm coming. It's the big one. And it very well may be, as Colby Fett was right there.
This feature has been on the edge of your seat, nail-biting, exciting here, as we will come back to green in turn number 4. It looks like Bergerson chooses the high line to start to maybe block the 0-0 Colby Fett. And look at the restart he had diving in the corner. As we got 2 to go, does Fett have the advantage now to keep in step with a 5B of Bergerson? Yes, he will, coming in at turns 3 and 4. Bergerson down low, Fett up tops, whites out, 1 to go.
This is the last lap. It is time to make it or break it, ladies and gentlemen. They fired off down to 1 and 2. Fett able to get back to the gas a little bit sooner. He's at the corner, at the door. They're side by side down the back stretch going into 3 and 4. They're going to come out of turn number 4. And oh my, Bergerson spins. You've got to be kidding me. Colby Fett wins. Oh, Tim Bergerson.
What?
What a heartbreaking finish.
What just happened?
Oh my.
Wow.
Tim Bergerson going for it. Gets in the gas a little too hard. And the drag race ended right there as Colby Fett won. Tori Fisher in second. Third to Carter Vandenberg. Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, give Tim Bergerson a big round of applause. led the whole thing until the last corner of the last lap, and just going for it a little too hard.
Thank you, buddy.
Talked to Colby Fett a little bit earlier today. He said he was excited to start the tour here at his home track, and you can see it on his face. Everybody at home on Advantage Racing TV, he is super excited. Scotty, let's send it down to you with a word from Mr. 5 Grand, Colby Fett.
Well, Colby, a couple of late race cautions. You were able to run Tim down, and then coming to the checkered flag, we had another caution come out. What's going through your head, man, saying I got to hit my marks here?
Well, the whole race I was trying to get to the top, but it's just, you know, I knew people were up there and I didn't want to cut them off, so I just kind of played my game down on bottom and, you know, got the second and chose my line, and that's where we went.
A lot of heavy hitters in this class here tonight and also for the whole tour. And, man, what a barn burner finish there at the end. Who do you got to thank?
I got to thank my girlfriend, Sky, for supporting me so much for all this, and our daughter, Torin, and Mike Howard with Lakeville Motorsports. And, I got a ton of people. Pete Alexander, Kelly Shryock. Tony's Grain Systems and Services is here tonight, and, you know, I got a lot of good sponsors to thank, and it's been unreal.
An unreal week, picking up $5 grand to win earlier this week for Sportmod Nationals. Now another win here tonight, PJ. Up win for night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour. How about that Worthington Speedway? What a finish in your Sportmod division.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your next A feature for night number 1 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. This one is going to be in your B&B chassis stock cars, a Class 2 tough to tame. On the pole, that is going to be the 14 of Jason Fisher from Lakefield, Minnesota, to his outside from Audubon, Iowa. It's the Z3 of Wahoo, Mike Albertson. Nate Warren from Phoenix, Arizona, to the inside of row number 2 in the 8 car. To the outside from Boyden, that is a 27X of Randy Brands. Row number 3 to the inside from Fertile, Iowa. That is the 3 of Kelly Shryock. Into the outside from Chelsea, Iowa. It's the Chelsea Charger, the 99D of Damon Murdy. Inside of the next row, you're going to find the Lad. That is the 99X of Dallin Murdy, the Game Changer. And is outside from Boxholm, Iowa. That's a Boxholm Bullet, the 5A of Tyler Pickett. Row number 5 to the inside, that is going to be from David City, Nebraska, the 68 of Damon Richards, and is outside from Reading, Minnesota, the 17X of Justin Leuenberg. Jeffrey Larson from Reading, Minnesota, to the inside of row number 6. Is outside one of the Lake City Raiders, the 8X from Lake City of David Smith. Row number 7 to the inside from Jackson, Minnesota, that is going to be the F1 of Levi Feltman. And from Storm Lake, Iowa, the 28N is Justin Nearing. Dustin Ray from Council Bluffs, Iowa, in the 19 will be inside of the next row. To his outside from Casa Grande, Arizona, that's the 75C of Bo Partain. Row number 9 to the inside from South Haven, Minnesota, we'll see Andrea McCain in the 25A, and her outside from Sibley, that's 22N of Gage Noyes. Dylan Fitzpatrick from Magnolia, Minnesota, will start inside of row number 10. And his outside, it's Kyle Clough from Wallace, Nebraska in the 11K. Row number 11, that is going to see Hartley, Iowa's Matthias Lux in the 33M, and his outside from Ogallala, Nebraska, the 5D of Travis Demilt. And rounding out the field from Rushmore, Minnesota, to the inside, that's a 5L of Dustin Larson, and his outside from Worthington, Minnesota, the 27 of Tyler Pospisil.
Ladies and gentlemen, as they come off of turn number 4, up and on your feet. The track is set, the drivers are game. This is a Class 2 tough to tame. This is your IMCA stock cars. We go green next time by for the Class 2 tough to tame here at the Worthington Speedway. Jeffrey Larson picked up your win last night in the 7L machine. He starts 11th here tonight. And a lot of tough competitors in this class, PJ, as we are looking for green off turn 4.
If this is going to be anything like what we've already seen in the features, get up and on your feet because you ain't going to want to sit. We are green, and it is going to be Albertson with the early advantage as he's going to get around the 14 of Fisher as they fired off down the backstretch. It is Nate Warren and the 27 of Brands right there. Here comes Damon Murdy. The Chelsea Charger tried to put it 3 wide and played pinball.
As we work now on it turns 1 and 2, Randy Brands on the top side. Here comes Damon Murdy, and here comes Dallin Murdy along for the ride as well. 3 wide as Nate Warren now gets shuffled back. Shryock now 3 wide with him as we work now off turn number 4. Wahoo! Mike Albertson, your race leader.
Albertson still continues to lead, but it is the Dad and Lad show. Currently sitting 4th and 5th as we've got cars around. That is going to be the 11 of Kyle Clough. And looks like 5D of Demelt.
So we get the sign green next time by here for our stock cars as we'll roll off turn number 2. Mike Albertson, Randy Brands, Jason Fisher, Damon Murdy, Dallin Murdy. That's just your top 5. Then you got Kelly Shryock, Justin Lunenberg, Nate Warren, Tyler Pickett, followed by Damon Richards and Jeffrey Larson, your top 10 as we come back to green.
And it's going to be Mike Albertson leading them back down into 1 and 2. It's like in a dog racing track. He's the rabbit on the pole. The rest of the dogs are coming. As once again, you got Damon and Dallin Murdy trying to split the difference. This time they got 2 cars to split, as it is the 27 of Brands and the 8 of Warren, but right now it's all Albertson.
Albertson out in front. Jason Fisher using the top side of his advantage for that second place spot. Here comes Dallin Murdy pushing the 14 down the back straightaway as the meet in the middle is the 27 of Randy Brands. Here comes Damon Murdy charging hard. There's a reason why they call him the Chelsea Charger. He is working to the inside. 3 wide now as Brands is stuck in the middle of the Murdys.
As the Chelsea Charger is charging, the game is being changed on the high side, as all he's got to do is get Fisher to clear the nose of Brands, and then he'll be able to get around him. But right now, that is a tall order, as they're still 3 wide with Damon Murdy, 14 of Fisher, and the 27 of Brands. Meanwhile, Albertson, Golf, Oscar, November, Echo gone.
They're 3 by 4 down the back straightaway, PJ, as you've got Fisher, Brands, and Murdy, followed by Lunenberg, Murdy, Shryock, and Larson moving through the field. This is why they call it the Class 2 Tough to Tame. This is the reason why as Murdy slides up into Jason Fisher. Fisher still holds on a second now as he works down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4. Mike Albertson has no idea what is happening behind him. 2 by 2 by 2 they come with Jeffrey Larson intel. Wow, what a stock car feature so far.
You've got Fisher, Murdy, Lewenberg, Brands, Shryock, and Larson all under a blanket, second on back. Meanwhile, Pospisil pulling into the infield. He is done for the feature. But right behind Albertson, it is pandemonium. As now the game changer, Dallin Murdy, switches to the low line to try and get underneath the 17X of Lewenberg.
As they work now through turns 3 and 4, Damon Murdy up to second. Jason Fisher now side by side with Randy Brands, Justin Lunenberg, and Dallin Murdy with Kelly Shryock, Jeffrey Larson. A lot of veterans in the stock car class here so far as we work them 2 by 3 by 2. Now 2 by 2. 3 rows back now from third on back. Damon Murdy charging his way, trying to run down the 3 of Mike Albertson. This pack of cars here, they are beating and banging and fighting cleanly, I might add, all for position now off turn 4.
You forgot scratching and clawing too, which they're doing a lot of that as well. A little bit of contact between Larson and Shryock. As once again, that is the battle to watch. Meanwhile, as we're watching that battle.
Justin Lunenberg into the outstretched wall.
Oh no, as we're watching that, Damon Murdy is catching the Z3 of Albertson. He is caning on your leader right now.
As we work off turn 2, yes, Damon Murdy is starting to catch. As Justin Lunenberg being waved into the infield. He is a scratch flat right front tire on the 17X car. Damon Murdy running down the 3 of Mike Albertson. Meanwhile, behind them, Dallin Murdy
trying to get to the inside of the 27 of Randy Brands. Jeffrey Larson there as well. So is Kelly Shryock off of turn number 2. This is getting exciting, PJ, as we've got 10 laps remaining here in our stock car A main. Here comes Damon Murdy.
Apologies to everybody at home on Advantage Racing TV. The ticker is flipped. The lead number 3 is actually a Z3 of Mike Albertson. The 1 in 5th is actually the 3 of Kelly Shryock. So just so you guys know, but speaking of Wahoo, he's got company. The Chelsea Charger is battling for the lead right now. Damon Murdy and Mike Albertson going at it. Meanwhile, you also have Larson and Brand third and fourth, followed by Shryock and Dallin Murdy. But here comes Damon.
The Chelsea Charger on the move now to the inside of the Z3 of Mike Albertson. Into turns 1 and 2, they go now battling for the race lead. Mike Albertson is led to the drop of the green flag as they work now off of turn 2, now down into turns 3 and 4. Damon Murdy will tuck tail now behind the Z3 of Albertson as Jeffrey Larson works to the inside of Randy Brands now as they come off turn 4. We've got a great battle shaping up here. 7 laps to go this time by PJ, and it is going to be a barn burner of a finish. Here comes Damon Murdy now the inside rear quarter.
Once again, it is Damon Murdy. He pulls side by side with Albertson. Yeah, almost a little contact, but not quite. Albertson able to get by him by half a lap. Just 5 laps to go in this contest. Damon Murdy again going to fall back in behind the C3 of Albertson, and caution is out. We got one around down in between 3 and 4. That is the
Nate
8.
Warren.
Yes. Nate Warren, one of those that was in that great 5, 6, 7 car battle, and looks like actually, the car doesn't look too worse for wear.
Well, it doesn't look too bad. Looks like all the tires are up, so he'll probably tag tail end Charlie of the field here. But oh my goodness, PJ, what a stock car race it has been already. Battles for the lead, battles throughout the mid-pack, for the in the top 5, excuse me.
I'm just, wow. And once again, just like the Sport Mods, the leader was gone. Somebody gets into second, tracks him down, and now we've got a battle going on.
And see, here's the thing. Jeffrey Larson has been on a tear in this area in the 7L machine with a Warfare Motorsports car. He has gone back-to-back here already. He's got, I believe, 6 or 7 wins in a row wherever that car has been to. So can he possibly make a move to the 99D and the Z3? We will find out as we come back to green, this time behind your stock car A main with 5 laps to go.
Mike Albertson's going to lead him back down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Damon Murdy, he hooks it up on the cush. He's going to get to the quarter, to the door, side by side down the backstretch. Wahoo able to get a little bit better run's going to clear the Chelsea Charger. Thing is, Murdy not able to get around the 7L of Larson. Murdy does get around the leader though. Murdy by half a car length, your new leader.
Damon Murdy up to the top spot now in the 99D machine. Albertson back to second. Jeffrey Larson. Here comes Kelly Shryock now. Girl Horn to the 7L machine. Randy Brands, your top 5. Dallin Murdy, your top 6. Damon Murdy hits the high side of the racetrack now as we work through turns 3 and 4. As we've got 3 laps remaining here in this A feature. Damon Murdy onto the points.
Damon Murdy starting to pull away slightly on the Z3 of Albertson. Larson and Shryock both right there as well. Rounding out that top 5 is going to be the 27 of Randy Brands, but he's got Dallin Murdy hot on his heels. 2 laps to go. Scotty, we only got 2 more circuits around for the stock cars.
As Damon Murdy starts to pull away now in the 99D machine, Mike Albertson, Jeffrey Larson, Kelly Shryock, Randy Brands, your top 5. White flag is out, and one more time around for the 99D, the Chelsea Charger, Damon Murdy.
Damon Murdy comes out of turn 2, holds a pretty wheel, fires it off down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Larson trying to get to the inside of Albertson. That would be first, second, but out of 3 and 4, Damon Murdy's going to take home the stock car win on night number 1, followed by Albertson, Larson, Shryock, and Brands, your top 5. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. over the past couple weeks, everybody's been talking about Dallin, the hard crash he suffered in Belleville, Kansas, destroying the primary car that he said is just an absolutely amazing car. They're still trying to get the new one figured out. Winning in the modified. Poor old dad hasn't gotten a lot of attention. Well, guess what? On night number 1 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour, dad's getting his own attention as Damon Murdy, the Chelsea Charger, parks it in victory lane. Let's send it down to Scotty with a word with the Charger.
Well, Damon, they call you the Chelsea Charger for a reason, and I think you just proved it right there, running down Mike Albertson before that caution come out and put on one heck of a show here at the Worthington Speedway.
Yeah, the top line was good. I didn't know if I was going to get him, but then I didn't really want that yellow because I think I was pressuring him enough, and he was starting to mess up a little bit, and then he started coming down, and I was going to go back to the top if I couldn't get him. So I wasn't really looking forward to that caution. I just knew that if I was going to get him, I was going to have a good restart.
And you had a good restart and was able to put the car in front here. Who do you like to thank for the win tonight?
Oh, all my sponsors that helped me get here. Po Puppies, XR, Mid-States, Hazy Hideaway, Fast Shafts, Ace Graphics, Swift, Fisher Trucking, Michael Van Tomey, I know I'm missing some, Northland Oil, all you guys that helped me. I know I'm missing some, but I'm not. It's usually the boy up here.
So will we see you in Spencer tomorrow night for night 2?
Well, as long as everything goes, we're going to run the whole tour.
All right, well, Damon Murray picking up the victory here tonight at Worthington Speedway. Let him hear you, ladies and gentlemen. The Chelsea Charger picks up the W here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your IMCA Sunoco Hobby Stocks, brought to you on the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour by Demon Decals. Let's take a look at that starting lineup. On the pole, from Bedford, Iowa, that's going to be the 16 of Buddy Heidselak. To his outside from Rushmore, Minnesota, that's 28 of John Ross. Row number 2 to the inside, the 16X of Blake Lewinberg. And to his outside from Casa Grande, Arizona, that's the 5AZ of Zach Tate. Row number 3 to the inside, that is Tate Harrison from Redwood Falls, Minnesota in the 23. And to his outside, Tate's outside, from Bedford, Iowa, the 17 of Luke Ramsey. Row number 4 to the inside from right here in Worthington, that's a 59 of Corey Gronwald. And Corey's outside from Brewster, Minnesota, that's a 75C of Corey Probst. Row number 5 to the inside from Avoca, Minnesota, that's a 25 of Aaron Betts. And from Worthington, Jaden Stramberg in the J3K. Row number 6 to the inside, that is Malik Sampson from Worthington, Minnesota, the 27, into the outside. Also from Worthington, the 14 of Ernie Daly. Row number 7 to the inside from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that is the 3 of Brian Campbell. And to his outside, that is the 84B of Rusty Bates from Casey, Iowa. From Bedford, Iowa, inside of row number 8, that is Travis Cavan in the 21C. And to his outside from Morgan, Minnesota, that is the 99 of Nathan Gegner. Row number 9 to the inside, that is Redwood Falls, Minnesota's Peyton Harrison in the 03. And to the outside, that is the 2234 of Chad Hines from Worthington, Minnesota. Your final row to the inside from Slayton, Minnesota, that's 23B of Jordan Allers. And to his outside, starting shotgun on the field, that is the 76A, Nathan Ash from Armstrong, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, these drivers are here to put on a show for you, so show them that respect back. Get up and on your feet. As Scotty would say, they're going to come out swinging when the bell rings. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Wild Things. These are your Demon Decals, IMCA Hobby Stocks, on night one of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. Who's going to have the eye of the tiger and park it in victory lane? We're going to find out in just a few laps as the green is out and we are racing. John Ross with the early advantage. They're 3 wide behind him though, as you got Blake Lewinberg and a couple other cars. They were 3 wide for one. Now they're 3 wide behind him. Luke Ramsey, Corey Probst, and the 23 getting his nose ruffled just a little bit. That is Tate Harrison. But right now it is all behind the 28 of John Ross, as John Ross is starting to open up just a little bit of a gap over Buddy Heidesack in the Plane 16. Ross, Heidesack, followed by the 5 AZ of Zach Tate, our Arizona native, sitting there in third. Luke Ramsey, and rounding out the top 5 is Corey Probst. Probst having a little bit of a battle with a 16X of Lewinberg. But it is all John Ross right now. Ross in.
Jaden Strandberg around in turn number 2.
Oh, looks like Corey Gronwald had to take evasive maneuvers through the infield. Another car sitting down there, not sure who that is right off.
Jaden Strandberg, the J3K hobby stock, sitting down there.
Okay, and the 23 was also involved. That is Jordan Allers, I do believe, in the white 23.
That is not Jordan Allers, as we got a replay on Advantage Racing TV here.
Oh, hello.
Just a little bit of a racing incident.
You know, they said it was supposed to be kind of cool tonight, but it almost feels like the humidity's popping up a little bit.
No, it's just the hot air pouring out of you and me here in the announce booth is what that is.
You're not wrong. Even my girlfriend said there was going to be way too much hot air up here on our way up here today, so.
As we come back to Green Holly Stock Racing, John Ross, Greg Richard in the 28 machine. Ooh. The 5 AZ is Zach Tate. He'll put him 3 wide with Corey Probst. And with, I believe, the 16 up on the top side of the racetrack.
Oh, not to interrupt, Scotty, but we got the blue 23 every which way but sideways down the backstretch. There was a little bit of contact between him and the 14 right off the start. And not sure if that was a little retaliation or not, but very, very slow as he's going to pull in the infield.
Jordan Allers won last night's feature. He is done for the evening. John Ross, though, out in front in the 28 machine, looking to hang on here. And
oh, we got him in the wall hard. That is the 16.
Buddy Heidesack, I believe.
Oh, man, got pitched to the wall and then bounced off 3-4 times. Sparks are flying. It's not even 4th of July yet. Oh, looks like he is moving around in the car, but man, that was a lick.
As we will look at a replay on Advantage Racing TV here, pinched into the wall. There's just a lot of cars going for the same piece of real estate, and unfortunately just ran out of room.
Wow.
Glad to see the driver is okay, though. Could have been much worse.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, to be fair, Scotty, Mazda should be having a good time because he's not working on your car anymore.
This is true. I mean, old crew chief over in turn 4, other former crew chief on the camera here tonight with the bearded wonder, Mr. Bobby Warshek.
think if I keep talking, my nickname, Which Way Is Up Scotty Too Hotty, will take full effect. All right, we are going to come back to the green flag racing right here, right now. John Ross, your race leader, Corey Probst, followed by Tate now. And the 5AZ machine, John Ross out to the race lead now off turn number 2. Corey Probst staying in step with the 5AZ. Here comes the caution flag as Nathan Ash around at the bottom of turn number 4 on the 76A machine. Still will re-rack, restack, and restart once again. As Matt Stewie will give him the sign, green next time by. That means, Cody, extinguish your caution lights out there in the infield, please. Thank you.
So, do you have like direct communication with him, or did you like use the force?
Yes. That is all I'm going to say. Yes.
So John Ross, still your leader, wondering what he has to do to try to get a few more laps in, like I don't know, maybe 11 more ahead of the field. Matt Stubbe drops the green, and we're back to hobby stock racing. Ross leading, but Probst trying to get around the outside of Zach Tate, and indeed is going to do it. And in doing so, he's going to bring Luke Ramsey. Oh, Ramsey got pitched into the backstretch wall just a little bit. See a little bit of a bounce. Oh, and Corey Gronwald.
Can we stay to the green flag?
The 0-3 got into the rough rear of Corey Gronwald, got him sideways, and Gronwald stalled in turn number 4.
Maybe too soon here.
Actually, if we can get the production rig to replay that, replay the replay, say that 5 times real fast.
Replay the replay. Replay the replay. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
only once. All right, here we go.
So it looks like as they go down to 3, the 0-3 goes in with a full head of steam and collects the left rear of Gronwald. Gronwald gets sideways, and the 0-3 continues on. So the caution called on Corey Gronwald, so he's in the back, but the 0-3 also
Peyton Harrison
starting in the back due to that contact, that heating into turn number 3, if you will.
As we come back to green now off of turn number 4. John Ross trying to hang on here tonight. Corey Probst on the top side, Luke Ramsey on the bottom side. Here comes Zach Tate hitting the binders now. And James Strandberg 3 wide with Blake Lunenberg. Tate the meet in the middle. As we're working now off of turn number 4. John Ross still your race leader.
John Ross, Corey Probst, don't look now, but here comes Luke Ramsey. Ramsey, he decided he's throwing himself into the party as well. He's sitting in that 3rd place spot and trying to reel in Probst to try to get around him for 2nd. Meanwhile, the 0-3 goes around in turn number 2. He's going to keep going. We're going to stay green. But it's still John Ross with Probst and the 17 right on his tail.
Luke Ramsey in that 3rd spot. Zach Tate, Jaden Strandberg. As here comes Malik Sampson now to the inside of Brian Campbell, racing for that 5th place spot. Probst has caught Ross now as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. Ramsey there as well. 3-car battle for the race lead off of turn 2. As we still work now into turns 3 and 4. Ross still your race leader. Harrison's going to pull it in off of turn 4. Call no joy, and he will be DONE done. As we got him fighting and scratching for that race lead now. Probst to the inside of John Ross. They come together off of turn 2. Ross with the advantage on the high side. Luke Ramsey there as well as Zach Tate trying to hold off James Strandberg now for the top 5. And it turns 3 and 4. John Ross bumper to bumper now with Corey Probst and Luke Ramsey as we've got 5 laps to go this time by.
Looking a little bit further back, Brian Campbell is becoming a pinball wizard as he bounced off of Malik Sampson. He's bounced off of Lunenberg a couple of times. Now look at this. We got a car going in the middle. That is the
25 of Aaron Betts as they make contact with 4 to go now.
John Ross, the race is up front. 3-car battle. John Ross holding off Blake Lunenberg into the infield. His night is done.
Lunenberg and Probst side by side, second and third. They're trying to figure out how to get around John Ross. John Ross is trying to make that hobby stock 5 lanes wide to block him, as we only have 3 laps to go. Lunenberg now getting around Probst. Probst going to try and come back to the inside. Not going to happen.
Oh, car sideways on the front stretch of the implement tire around in turn number 1. Caution flag will fly unless he can back into the infield and keep it going. We will stay to the green flag.
Meanwhile, the battle for lead is on, as you've got Ramsey. He is on the outside of Ross here, side by side down the backstretch.
Oh my goodness, caution flag will fly. Chad Hines trying to keep it in the infield, contact almost with a 28 of John Ross. How did Ross miss the 23 3/4? Oh my goodness. Contact on the front stretch with the 23 of Tate Harrison and the 34 1/4 of Chad Hines. And Hines went for a slide into the implement tire, tried to keep it going, got it loose at the bottom of turn 2 and shot up the track, almost getting into John Ross. And oh my goodness, he escaped that one in that 28 car.
Did Lunenberg,
Ramsey,
my bad. Did Ramsey lead that lap? Because it looks like Ramsey has the lead with 2 to go. Looks like the 28 of Ross going to pick the high side on the Delaware double foul restart. 75 of Probst, the 5AZ of Zach Tate also right there. And it's going to be Luke Ramsey leading them down. Little contact between him and Probst. 2 laps to go. Probst now going to try to hook to the inside. Oh, got a little contact between Ross and Probst. The leader, former leader, now back to 3rd, as it's going to come down to Luke Ramsey and Corey Probst for the win. 1 to go.
1 to go now for Luke Ramsey, I believe your champion last year in the hobby stock division. As Corey Probst in 2nd, Ross, Strandberg, and Tate, your top 5. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The 17 of Luke Ramsey looking for checkers off turn 4. It is up, it is out. He will be your hobby stock game feature winner. Probst in 2nd, Ross in 3rd, Strandberg and Tate, your top 5. Blue ticket number 149975. 149975. Meet me at the flag stand.
Well, Luke Ramsey out of the car here in Victory Lane. And Luke, I mean, what a hobby stock feature with Corey Probst and John Ross all feature long. You managed to make the pass for the win, and here you are in Victory Lane.
Yeah, John Ross, he got a little bit tight there, and he was starting to get a little put. He was starting to scrub off speed coming off, and Corey was working on him pretty hard, and he kept ducking down. And I finally said I was going to give her a run on the outside, and it stuck back out there, and I was beside John and to where he knew I was there. And, you know, it was an exciting race. Them guys on the wheel a lot. And that's what makes it fun, and I hope the crowd enjoyed it all. I appreciate you guys being out here late on a Sunday night, because us racers really enjoy every one of you that's in the stands, because that's what makes it fun for us.
And putting on a show indeed is fun. Who do you got to thank for the win here tonight, and we'll you and Spencer tonight?
Yeah, we're going to follow the whole tour. I got to thank my wife and my kids, my crew, everybody that helps me, everybody that came on the tour, all my sponsors, Dynamic Driveline stepping up, giving us some gears to make sure that we had what we needed. Not only for me, but for just the whole group that's with us. There's a big group of us on this tour, and it's always fun, and I appreciate Tim putting it on, and all my employees at home that are keeping the business running while I'm gone playing all week. I appreciate them more than they know, and my dad making sure that everything's lined up at home too. I mean, it takes a whole group effort to get us here for a whole week.
Well, Luke Ramsey comes victorious on night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, let them hear you one more time. The 17 of Luke Ramsey.
Ladies and gentlemen of Worthington Speedway, On behalf of everybody of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour, we cannot thank all of you enough for turning out on Sunday night to make night number 1 such a success. But we are not done. There is one more feature left to go. That is in your CAM Motorsports IMCA Modifieds. On the pole from Jamaica, Iowa, that is the 5M of Matthew Meineke, and to his outside from Clemmy, Iowa, the 00AZ of TJ Wyman. Madrid, Iowa's downtown Kyle Brown in the 21K will start inside row 2. To his outside from New Ulm, Minnesota, it's the 11 of Trent Loverood. Row number 3 to the inside from Sanborn, Minnesota, that's the XXX of Jesse Rogotsky, and to his outside from Denison, Iowa, that's a 15M of Shane DeMay. Row number 4 to the inside from Clintonville, Wisconsin, that's the 0L of Lucas Lambries, and to his outside from Lake City, Iowa, the 12X of Doug Smith. Row number 5 to the inside from Fertile, Iowa, that's a 3 of Kelly Shryock, and to his outside from Rushmore, Minnesota, the 15JR of Cole Betts. Row number 6 to the inside will see Sioux City Excitement, the 1X of Chris Abelson from Sioux City, Iowa, and his outside from Ainsworth, Iowa, the 88 of Jarrett Brown. Row number 7 to the inside from Ottawa, Iowa, that is the 141 of Matt Bonine, to his outside from Franklin, Minnesota, that is the 19M of Dan Make. Jeff James from Stanton, Iowa, to the inside of row number 8, to his outside from Danube, Minnesota, that's a 5 of Brandon Beckendorf. Row number 9 to the inside, we'll see the 69N of Trenton, Missouri's Corey Ray, and his outside, Plattsmouth, Nebraska's Jacob Hobshai will roll off 18th. Rolling off inside of row number 10, that is going to be the 72 of Mike Lineberry from Fremont, Nebraska. To his outside, that is going to be the X1 of Sanborn, Minnesota's Joshua Rogotsky.
And as we come off of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see one of the greatest sights in dirt track racing. Night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour is coming to a close. Let's see what these drivers have in store. Here they come, 4x4.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the driver's way of thanking you for making night number 1 of the Big Deal Car Care and Zach Sales and Service Midwest Madness Tour such a success. This is their way of saying thank you. Thank you. Sorry, my voice cracked there a little bit while we were doing that. Your final 4 starters to the inside of row number 11. That is going to be Madison Lake, Minnesota's Chad Porter in the 12. To his outside, that is Esterville, Iowa's Chris Paulsrock in the C5. Your final 2 starters from Welcome, Minnesota. That is going to be the 7C of Benjamin Chikutsky to the end of row 12. And your final starter coming to us from Hayes, Kansas. That is the 08 of Dakota Sproul.
So 19 cars making the call here tonight. Excuse me, 23 cars making the call. Dakota Sproul not making the starting lineup here tonight. We come to Green Modified Madness off turn number 4. We are underway.
And it's going to be TJ Wyman with a little bit of a nose ahead. Oh! Had a nose ahead going down into 1. Matthew Meineke slid from the low side to the high side right in front of Wyman. Wyman heads up driving, hit the brakes, turned it low, and got by him. He's leading. Downtown Kyle Brown in second. Then it is Rogotsky. And side by side, it is Meineke and DeMay.
As we work off turn number 2, final feature of the night here at the Worthington Speedway for night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour. Wyman is leading downtown. Kyle Brown to the inside of the 00 AZ machine. Jesse Rogatski, Shane DeMay is your top 4. You got a 3-pack car now for that 5th place position as we work off of turn 2.
Downtown Kyle Brown going to take another shot at TJ Wyman. Used to call Levine, Arizona home. Now Clemmy, Iowa is the place of residence for him. Oh, Brown slid up, almost got into the 00 AZ. No harm, no foul, as Jesse Rogatski is now going to shake off Shane DeMay for that 3rd spot. Now DeMay battling back to the inside. DeMay, give him 3rd.
As DeMay trying to hypnotize the Triple X of Jesse Rogatski with the swirlies on the right side of that 15M machine. Rogatski will battle back to the back bumper now. The 15M is given a turn 3 and 4. Meanwhile, up front, Kyle Brown looking for a piece of the race lead. It is still TJ Wyman out in front as your top 5, the 11 of Trent Loveroot is your 5th place running car. Monty and Shryock on the move.
I'm noticing something with the 21K of Kyle Brown. He goes into turn 1. That car gets a wicked push and shoves the nose up the track. Shane DeMay, one of the other Team Harris cars, right there knocking on his back bumper. A little bit further on, Shryock and Meineke battling it out. That is for P6 and P7 right now. But here comes downtown Kyle Brown once again, trying to get to the inside. Not going to happen. The 00 AZ, another lap led.
As we work now down into turns 1 and 2, Brown has caught the 00 AZ of Wyman as they work into turn 3. Slide job downtown. Kyle Brown, your new race leader, off at turn number 4.
Meanwhile, Shane DeMay goes from trying to get up there into that lead battle to trying to hold off another Team Harris car and Trent Loveroot and Jesse Rogatski as Loveroot now gets around Rogatski. It is Brown, Wyman, DeMay, Loveroot, and Rogatski, your top 5 as they're battling all over the place. Further, oh my, we got them stacked up in front of us, ladies and gentlemen, down there in turn number 1. Looks like Chris Abelson.
Brandon Beckendorf, Matt Bonine.
And the 88 of Jarrett Brown also.
Another car backing away here from Bonine as we are immediately to the red flag.
We're going to be going back green this time by out of turn numero 4, number 4 for all of you, for the rest of you that don't understand that. 16 laps to go. Kyle Brown hits the fun button and we are back to modified racing. Shane DeMay manages to get in front of the 00 AZ of Wyman for 2nd. Wyman tries to battle back to the inside, just the same as Jesse Rogatski's trying to do Trent Loveroot. However, neither Wyman nor Loveroot able to make it stick. It's a pair of Harris chassis up front. Downtown Kyle Brown and Shane DeMay.
And Shane DeMay looks to get to the back bumper of the 21K of Kyle Brown. As Wyman now tries to fend off Loveroot and Jesse Rogatski, your top 5. Kelly Shryock knocking on the back door of the Triple X machine. Kyle Brown starting to walk away just as Shane DeMay was starting to reel him in. But
and
we got
Benjamin Chikutsky, right, the entrance to turn 2 is stopped. And, well, we got 2 laps in, and now caution is back out.
So Chikutsky on the bottom side of turn number 2. Try to see if we can get him refired.
Well, you know, funny story, true story. When Kelly Shryock first really started getting him big and popular, it was Harris Auto Racing chassis with Bob Harris as the owner that he was running. In fact, he used to work there and make those particular cars back when you had the original Locomotion, John Logue, Jonathan's dad, and all those big guys, Johnny the Jet Krychek running for him as well.
And As we come back to green downtown, Kyle Brown, your race leader. The 15M, Shane DeMay sits in second. Loverood will get around Wyman, and here comes Shryock. Harris cars the top three here right now off of turn number 4.
As Brown goes into 1 and 2, he pulls away once again from Shane DeMay. DeMay hanging on to second. It's now a Harris 1, 2, and 3. It's Loverood now sitting up in that third place spot. Here comes Shryock. Shryock to the inside of the 00 AZ of Wyman and Matthew Meineke gets spun off of the front bumper of the 5.
Brandon Beckendorf.
Beckendorf, yeah.
As he will come to a stop trying to get the car refired.
It's a little 5-on-5 violence going on, I tell you. I didn't see what led up to it, but I did see that Matthew Meineke going sideways off of the nose of Beckendorf.
He has taken off the gloves. Looks like the helmet possibly coming off too in that 5M machine.
No. If you're going to duke it out, you keep the gloves on. Take the helmet off, but keep the gloves on. Uh-oh. Okay, now, for a second there, the rear end, the rear tires weren't rolling on Mikey's car. I didn't know if maybe there was something locked up in the rear end or not.
As we'll see a replay on Advantage Racing TV here, you see them coming to the screen. Off of 2 down the backstretch, battling with Jesse Rogotsky. And as they came into, he might have possibly clipped the infield tractor tire just a bit, and Beckendorf was there.
My apologies to Beckendorf. It looks like, looking at the replay, there wasn't any contact at all. Or maybe if there was, just a tiny bit. As we are back to green once again. And look at this, Trent Loverood now gets around DeMay for second. It is Brown, Loverood, DeMay, and now once again, Wyman and Shryock battling side by side for 4th and 5th as we've got 12 laps to go.
And to work off of turn number 2 now, Kyle Brown extending his race lead. As Loverood and DeMay, all 3 Harris cars up front. Shryock trying to put a skyrocket into the top 4. Looking to the outside of Wyman as they come off of turn number 4. Shryock is there. He'll have the position at the flag stand. As we work now off turn number 2, Wyman still battling back to the inside.
Yeah, Wyman's not done with Shryock here right now, and now Jesse Rogotsky throwing his name in the hat as well. However, Shryock finally able to go to the whip and get around the 00 AZ of Wyman. He is now going to go set his sights on the 15M of Shane DeMay, who is currently sitting 3rd. Meanwhile, Jesse Rogotsky and Brandon Beckendorf going to work on the 00 AZ of Wyman as we have 8 laps to go.
8 laps remaining here in tonight's A feature event.
Oh, something wrong with Doug Smith as he's pulling to the inside too, calling no joy. He is done.
Doug Smith done for the evening as Kyle Brown, Loverood, followed by DeMay, Shryock, Wyman, your top 5. DeMay, something to miss on his car as he comes off of turn 2. Shryock gained a little bit of ground, and Shryock will work down to the back bumper of the 15M as they come off of turn number 4. 6 laps to go, I believe, this time by PJ.
I'll tell you right now, Trent Loverood has anything for downtown Kyle Brown. He needs to throw those cards on the table right now because he is running out of time. Only 5 circuits left to run around the Worthington Speedway, and then we are done. D-U-N, done for the night. Time to pack up and head down to Spencer. Right now it is still Kyle Brown with a little bit of an advantage over Loverood. Huge advantage between Loverood and DeMay.
As now we work with 4 to go, this time by Kyle Brown, your race leader, as we have separated ourselves out of the top 5. Single file around the Worthington Speedway, coming to 3 laps to go. Kyle Brown has led the majority of this race, and he's got to be pretty happy. We've got 3 Harris cars on the podium so far. Shryock on the outside looking in.
Kyle Brown just has to hang on as the green flag is in the air. 2 more circuits around the Worthington Speedway. Brown has hardly put a wheel wrong this feature, especially ever since he took the lead. He's going to sling it down to 3 and 4 one more time as the white flag comes out. Downtown Kyle Brown takes white.
Kyle Brown looking to be your modified feature winner on night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour as they work into turns number 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Left the car on the counter. Checked out. Goodbye. See ya. Downtown Kyle Brown is your A feature winner for night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour Modified Division.
Trent Loveroot in second, Shane DeMay third. Fourth going to Kelly Shryock and TJ Wyman from Clemmy, Iowa, by way of Levine, Arizona, will round out the top 5.
So once again, red ticket number 029-646, 029-646. Meet me at the flag stand.
Hopefully that was a good one behind me. Shit, everybody left. What's up, dude? What do I hold?
So ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to head to the cars and head home, we do ask you to please drive safely. Remember, tomorrow night we will be down in Spencer, Iowa at the Clay County Fair Speedway for night number 2 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour presented by Western Iowa Racing Results. We hope to see all of you down in Spencer. Scotty DeYoung, you've got Mr. Downtown down there. Let's hear some words.
Well, okay. I mean, you got to be pretty happy bringing home a win here tonight. The top 3 all Harris cars here for night number 1 of the Madness Tour.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I knew Trent and Shane were right there. You know, our program, we've worked our asses off, man. It's been a long couple years. You know, our stuff's been good. We just haven't had a good vibe team-wise, and we got a couple guys that have really helped with that. And I was lucky enough to draw better out of the Harris cars. I saw Shane under me on that restart, and it's a little nervous when you know what he's got. And he's a good racer, so I'm glad that we got out front early. And there's a little latch up there getting in, but this place, I've only been here twice, and I've liked it both times. It's a good time, good racing. So.
Well, the third time must be a charm as you put it here in Victory Lane. Who do you got to thank for the win here tonight?
I got to thank the guys at Harris, all my employees. Matt Avila, he wasn't able to make it tonight. He was throwing up last night, so hopefully he can make it to Spencer because it's a lot easier at the racetrack for me when I'm not alone. So all my sponsors, Penske Shocks, Isley Motorsports, Juergens Enterprises, Farley's Wholesale and Tire, Performance Bodies, all the product sponsors, Willwood Brakes, Stop Tech Pads, you know, everybody, Gorsuch's Performance Solutions, everybody that's behind this program. You know, we've been working hard, and it's showing off, and I'm looking forward to the week.
Well, looking forward to the tour indeed. He'll take home night number 1 of the Midwest Madness Tour in the modified portion there, PJ. Downtown Kyle Brown. And PJ, just like that, night number 1 is in the books. We travel to Clay County Fair Speedway tomorrow night for night number 2 of the Midwest Madness Tour presented by Western Iowa Racing Results. PJ, it's been fun having you on the call here. We will see you tomorrow night. Take us home, my friend.
Well, Scotty, before you shut down, any final thoughts about tonight's action?
Well, I'd say if tonight shows anything, we are in for a great week of racing I should say next 5 days of racing as night number 1 shows us a lot of door-to-door action. I can't wait to see what tomorrow night brings.
You and me both, and I'll tell you, I really, really think we are going to have an absolutely amazing next 4 nights on the tour.